Welcome back to the table, guys. Um, it's gonna be fun. I think we'll start off with Ryan because you're driving, right?
hmm
And what kind of car? Describe the car, where we are. How
Um,
close are we to our
oh,
destination?
we're how do we know how long the drive is?
It's about
The
two,
lake,
Did
three
we
yeah.
hours.
2 to 3? So maybe we're within the last hour, right?
Okay.
So we're within the last stretch. And I don't know what's a good shitty beater car, I guess. I had a Toyota Camry for my first car, but I don't know if that's a good shitty beater
No,
car.
I was gonna say a Camry is like a solid, yeah.
Cool. We're gonna
I
go with that.
mean,
We'll just have it be my car. It's maroon and it's like gross, so it's like the hood is peeling, you know? It's
okay.
like it's nasty.
A maroon Toyota
Camry.
Camry
Yeah.
with the peeling paint,
With the peeling paint.
rust on the sides,
Oh
things
yeah.
like that. Okay.
Just a beater car.
Who's riding shotgun?
Oh, definitely Nikki. I think Nikki is like shuffling through radio stations and has been for the past like 30 minutes. Like nope, nope, nope. They haven't sat on a radio station for longer than like 10 seconds.
And in our back seat.
Wally is passed out, has been for the last 30 minutes, and will be for the remainder of the trip. Spent too much energy trying to give Nikki music suggestions and then was over it. So
Next to Wally is a medium, kind of average height, teen, black femme person. They have long braids in their hair, and they are wearing a very pink and mint-looking outfit. And they are also asleep, but if you really look, their eyelids are kind of fluttering, like they are not actually asleep. They're just cuddled up, like all over Wally, and are just like, I'm so tired. But they're not sleeping. They're just enjoying the cuddles.
And I'd like Whitney to tell us a little bit about where we're headed, because we are heading to a place you're familiar with, right?
Absolutely. Y'all are heading to a beautiful lake house. It's been in Whitney's family for several generations. A place that, while they haven't been there in a long time, is one that they have very fond memories of. There's like all the best pictures in their house are of these beautiful, like kind of like sunset images of their dad's family and their mom and themselves, or like old pictures of their dad and when he was a kid, just vacationing there, going into the water on a rope swing, being by the dock, dipping your feet in. It is off the kind of near the Lake Erie area, and it's kind of lovingly nicknamed Lake Erie with 2 E's. And it is not nearly obviously as large as that Great Lake, but it's in northwestern Pennsylvania, and it's definitely picturesque. There are some rumors in the area of a creature that may or may not live there, as many places have those kinds of rumors, but Lake Erie is definitely where their family kind of calls their kind of home base, sort of.
Has anyone in her family ever experienced
Never.
No, okay. But they know of it.
So her uncle, like one of her uncles, who's really just like a friend of the family, one of her uncles has definitely teased her and like the other kids that are like in the like her cousins and stuff. Like they've been teased with stories of this creature, and how, one of my friends never came back, and this one area of the lake is named for Cindy because she just vanished without a trace, and all those kinds of like tall tales and things like that, but nothing that anyone's ever had like first contact with this thing.
Okay, cool. So we're about an hour out. what besides the incessant radio switching, flipping, poking going on, and they're sleeping in the back, you are probably following in the 90s. You'd probably be map questing it to get to Lake Erie's house. So Nikki would probably have to also be following the steps on the map quest printout to get to the lake house. About an hour out, you start seeing signs, billboards for Lake Erie's sort of stuff. There's not a whole lot. The radios start drowning out, less and less stations, more static.
This is a really good sign, you guys.
Yeah, more static. You hit you may even have to flip over to the AM dial to find anything, because that's the type of things that it's getting less and less in this section of Pennsylvania. Another hour, half hour goes by. You're making the proper turns. You don't get lost. Well, actually, roll your brains. Yes, roll the brains.
Me?
To see if whoever's navigating.
I think,
Nikki.
unfortunately, I am. Okay.
So roll the brains. To
Okay,
see
that's a
if we get
D8. That's
lost.
not that
I
bad.
was just saying, it can't be
Out of
complete
lost.
driving. And also, it's a D4 for me, so.
Rolled a 1.
I got a 5.
I mean, you're in an unfamiliar area. There may or may not be road signs. So I would say with a 5, success is likely. 5 is good. 5 is good. So you success. I mean, as the radio stations start becoming less and less, you're like, well, maybe I'll just concentrate on this.
Yeah, and I think her leg is just sitting there bouncing the closer that we're getting to. And I think there's a moment where it's oh, we're supposed to turn right there, and we're passing it. Sorry.
I'm sure Ryan makes the little U-turn. There's no reason to stop. Makes a U-turn, goes back. We get to the lake house, and it does not look like Whitney has been describing it to you. When you pull up, it's almost like whoever was supposed to take care of it has just not abandoned it, but it's definitely not. He has neglected his duties. Whoever it was, there's paint chipping, there's shutters that are askew. It's still livable, but it's just not as picturesque as Whitney has described it to you guys. There may have been a rope swing at some point but there's no tree, or if it is, there's no tire on it anymore. It's just a rope that's sort of just hanging there. The dock that was supposed to be picturesque is leaning to the side a little bit and may or may not hold weight. We don't know yet. But it is definitely not the way that Whitney has described it. How are you guys reacting to this?
I think Whitney. Oh, sorry. Go.
I was just gonna say, are you two still asleep?
Oh, I'm still passed out.
Yeah, no. The closer we get, as the car starts to slow, Whitney's eyes snap open, she's pumped, it's like a little kid on Christmas morning at 2 a.m. And as you drive up because these are individual houses, so I imagine there's a relatively long driveway. Mm-hmm. So as you start driving up the driveway, you just hear the sound of panic, just panicked breathing coming from the back seat. And when you finally stop the car, Whitney falls out of the seat, behind Moss, sorry, not Moss, Ryan, falls out of the seat behind Ryan. And I think the thing that wakes Wally up is a scream. There is a blood curdling, top of lung scream that is emitted from this person's face. It sounds like it's coming from very deep inside their body. And you see like she looks over at everybody and tears are just like coursing down their cheeks. And for a minute they can't say anything. It's just screaming for like a full minute.
Jesus, Whitney, it's fine. I mean, like,
does this look fine?
It's better than sleeping in a tent. Do you want to sleep in a tent?
I mean, no.
This is not what it's, yeah, this is not exactly what you described.
I don't know. I see a cabin in the
fine,
woods.
though.
I'm sure it's
okay.
fine.
No, it's fine. Like, it
A
looks
little
fine.
dusting and it'll be branding.
I mean,
You
it
don't
looks
understand. My mom's family has a whole ass other place in Fort Lauderdale. We could have gone to Fort Lauderdale. You don't understand.
It would have been a really long drive. And like, this is great. It looks good. I'm gonna sort of step out of the car and just pull Whitney into my arms and just sort of just like, it's okay. It's fine. It's gonna be okay.
No,
it looks fantastic.
You guys just don't understand. This is not like my brand. It's just not. This isn't.
It's just us. So it's okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Ryan's already unpacking the car while this is happening. Like, Ryan's ready to go inside and see, like, she wants to check it out. She's excited. She doesn't care.
I've stayed in worse cabins over the summer when my parents put me in summer camp. So, like, it's, like, truly, like, this is, like, a step up from anything I've stayed in over the summer, besides my parents' place.
Plus, there's a lake.
Yeah.
There is a lake. And you know what? I know how to build a little knot. Like, I can put a little knot in this rope swing and we can still use it even though there's no tire. You just have to like put your feet on the knot and then you swim.
That sounds amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
That's okay. It's going to be great.
So opening up the door, you step in. It looks like it hasn't been touched inside very much. It's not clean. It's clean to the point where it looks like it hasn't been lived in, but it also hasn't been, dusted or anything like that. Going into the kitchen, everything is in working order. It may not be immaculate, but it's in working order. You could stay here.
Ryan's already, like, opening windows, opening curtains.
Yeah, does this place run on like a generator?
Oh no, it's got regular electricity.
Okay.
It's been electrified. There are lights. Some of them have to be, the bulbs might have to be switched out, but the electricity's on. The plumbing is fine. It's just the outside has been not kept up. That's all.
It's just kind of weathered.
We can just sweep. It'll be fine. I'll go find a broom. We could sweep a little and it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking in some cupboards in the kitchen to see if maybe there's any like rags or paper towels or anything, right, that I can use to like wipe down
Absolutely.
surfaces.
You will find some old paper towels, maybe some cleaning supplies that should have been used underneath the sink, maybe some old rags in the pantry. Also in the pantry, you find there's canned food and stuff that have been here for a long time. But there is some stuff in the pantry still. And how many bedrooms does this place have?
Probably 4. It's fairly large.
Okay.
Like it's definitely in its heyday, like in the 60s. It was like the place, right? Like this whole area was kind of on and popping. People would come out here to have, time away from work with their families. It was very kind of 60s Americana type stuff. And now it is just more dilapidated than expected. Whitney lugs in one of their many bags and opens it. It's got like a ton of snacks in it. There's like a box inside that's like a little caboodle that has a lock on it that says like keep out, has like a big sticker on the front. and they kind of like pick that up and like take it over to the table, but like everything else inside, there's like a bunch of different kinds of chips and dips and snacks and juice boxes and ecto cooler and like
I love it.
yeah, like all kinds of like cookies, and it's not super nutritious. Like there's Slim Jims. Like it's not like the most like, it's certainly not adult food by any stretch of the imagination, but it is like food that will get us through this time. I don't think that they thought that there would be like a bunch of completely edible food.
Perfect. And then we are splitting up rooms. Everybody gets their own room upstairs. Is everybody coming in and putting their stuff away?
Yeah, probably Ryan just throws all of her shit in like whatever is the first bedroom available so that she can start like getting some things organized, like putting food away and stuff. Stuff that's a little more time sensitive. She doesn't care too much which room she ends up in.
What is Nikki doing?
Nikki's kind of just helping. Nikki has the one small backpack on her back and is just like helping bring the rest of the stuff in. I know there was like a cooler of food and probably just some extra bags of supplies and everything, so she's just helping carry everything in.
Cool. And Wally?
Wally like dumps his duffel and backpack and then just starts sweeping up the place best they can, just to make it look a little brighter. I like to think they go into a room and flip a switch and all the lights sort of like one of the lights just burn out, and they're like, okay, gotta fix that, and like just turns it back off and just continues sweeping.
What is everybody going to do? So now you've got everything cleaned up, sort of looking okay. What's the first point of order on our spring break extravaganza?
I kind of want to go jump in the lake, but I don't know. If everyone else wants to go do something else, I can wait to go jump in the lake.
I think Whitney gets like super awkward when people start talking about room assignments and kind of like looks at Wally and then like looks at the floor and then like looks at Wally and then it like looks upstairs and then like looks at Nikki and then like looks over at Ryan and then back to Nikki again and then back to Ryan, like not really saying anything, just more like, everyone's gonna have separate rooms. Cool. Everyone's gonna have separate rooms. It's separate rooms makes sense.
Are you saying that out loud?
We're teenagers. No, in my brain. I'm just
Okay.
like, so she just like lugs her shit up and just like picks whatever room that someone else isn't already in. Moving very slowly, just like clearly just very much caught up in the shock of all of this. Dying to call her parents and be like, what the fuck? And like comes back downstairs in their bathing suit, because I think they have like the same idea of just like, maybe we can like start this weekend, and once we start having fun, like this will be worth it and we'll have a nice time. So I think they go outside and they tie like a really like their dad taught them like a rigging knot, so like it's like a big like knot in the in the leftover cord of this like piece of rope that's hanging down, and it's big enough to like balance your little feet on top of and like swing into the lake. So I think they just like offer to push you if you want to go first.
Wait. Are
gladly
we
go
sure
first.
are we sure that's safe?
Only one way to find out. Push me, Whitney.
Go! Wait, you guys are already swimming? I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, we ran.
You're still
Put your
holding
trunks
the
on,
broom.
Wally. What are you doing?
Okay, I will go run upstairs and put on my swim trunks and come down in a big baggy t-shirt with said swim trunks.
Do I survive, Bob?
Yeah. I mean,
How
yes,
good
you
is that?
survive. The knot is tight. You're our athletic one, right?
Yeah.
Do you do a flip off of it into? I mean, like when she pushes you, do you like do a flip? Do you just
Probably not.
swing out and fall?
I think
Okay.
I'll just jump off the
It's
rope.
the tree is like overhanging the lake, so you'll actually have to like when you pull it in,
You
ties
can
the knot,
just
she and then she
grab
pushes
onto
you.
it, and then I can
No,
just.
Yeah, it
Okay,
swings out over the lake, so you can let go and
Yes.
splash into the water there.
She'll cannonball in the lake.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. The lake is A lake. So it's I don't know how long it's been since Whitney's been there. It's green. There's some algae on top of it. You cannot see the bottom. It's kind of slimy, but it's cool. It's clear. I mean, you can see your hands when you're swimming and stuff, but it's a lake. So if you're just enjoying it,
Oh yes.
okay.
When Ryan comes
don't
back
got
up,
a
is
problem.
she like covered in slime when she comes back up?
No, it's just
Okay.
the water is not as clean as you remember it.
Okay. I think like Whitney like wades into the water to grab the rope again.
Mhm.
And when their feet, like, they have perfectly pedicured feet, like they've gone, all out. They have beautiful mint green nail polish on their toes, and we're very sure that like this was going to be just it for them. And now they're like wading into the water and can't see their feet. And like Wally, when you walk up, they're like walking back with like the rope in their hand, and you can see like there's just this wrinkle on her face of just like stank, like disappointed face. Do you want me to push you?
Are you not gonna go in? I can push you. Oh,
Water
is it?
spray, Whitney, come
Could
on.
you just like check it out first?
Sure. Do you want me to wade in so I could figure out what it's like, or do you want to push me off of this thing?
No. I want you to have a fun time. I don't want to like be like a Debbie Downer or whatever. I think I already am. So if you could just like grab it and go, and then tell me if you think if the water is too chunky.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that. Sure.
Yeah.
This sounds fun.
Yeah. I'm
I'll get
glad
on
you're
it.
having a good time.
Does Wally survive, Bob?
Yeah, Wally survives.
Good.
There may be a monster in here, but it's not going to eat them yet.
I don't know. I like to think Wally gets pushed, and Wally is not like athletic at all. Like accidentally, like absolutely, just like, what is it called when you just belly flop?
Oh, belly flop. Yeah.
And you just hear this like
You hear this smack. Yeah.
smack.
This huge smack. You're like, oh.
There's
It's
no-
good. I'm fine.
there's no distinct end
I'm
from
good.
swing to jump. It's like swing to fall.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that
good.
I feel like Whitney sees this happen, and they like scream again, knowing that they're gonna like definitely run into that water and make sure that like their like babe isn't dead, but at the same time they're like really fucked up about going in the water. So they just like go and they hesitate for like 2 seconds.
She can make a grit roll to see if she can withstand the ick. The ick
Perfect,
factor.
because like it's a struggle. It's a
Let's
struggle.
just
This is going to be at
knowing-
least a 10. At
knowing
least a
Whitney-
10 for grit.
When I come back up, is it chunky water? Like, is it like?
So it's clean water. Like you can see your hand if you put it
But like,
under the water.
if your toes get on, like, it's like slimy. Like
There,
you're
it's like
slipping
a
on rocks and
slimy
algae.
rocks. Yeah, it's not like this water's stagnant. So like the water,
Mhm.
it's like that slime on the rock that is the gross stuff.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Ah, adversity point. And
So I think
how
I
she's
must.
reaction.
Yeah, I run up to the like and I'm running top speed because I really care. And I get to the water, like to the little lip of the water, and like my foot just like slips in the slime, and I think I just like bomb it really hard, and I like fall on my ass and like hit my ass like really hard like on the gravel and the pebbles, and like Ryan, I imagine you see Whitney there, just like you see the whole thing just happen, and I'm like crying because I'm nervous about Wally, and I'm crying because I'm embarrassed, and I'm crying because I have hurt my ass, and Whitney just like lays down. She's just like,
Wally,
this is
after
it.
after catching his breath, is like, it's like slightly slippery, so maybe just paddle your way out if you want to come. I'm like trying to keep my feet off of like the bottom of the lake. Just
You're
very
swimming
much
without touching the
yeah.
bottom. Just don't touch the
little
bottom.
froggy paddles. Or that's all we're doing today.
I'm fine here. Thanks.
Okay.
Nikki will come in. Nikki will go. Nikki, please go.
No. No. I'm good, thanks.
Nikki, what are you talking about? You and your brother do gross stuff all the time.
I don't want to go in the lake.
What's wrong with it? It's cool and refreshing. Is it because it's not fancy enough?
Yeah, Whitney, it's because it's not fancy enough.
What the fuck? I knew it. Oh my god.
Can we stop making Whitney cry? Everything is fantastic. Can we please stop? I'm like paddling over. I'm like, it is great. This is a fantastic lake. You know, it reminds me of when I had to go stay at my own uncle's place, and he had a really weird swimming pool that just clearly didn't get cleaned, but it's fantastic. It was fun to swim in.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. I bet Nikki would go in that.
Nope.
Do you not like water? What are you?
No! We all know that I don't like water.
What?
Oh.
This isn't new news. Just go.
This
Just
is
go.
right.
This is literally why you're here. Go swim.
Yeah, but like I planned this whole trip and you're not gonna.
It's
right,
definitely
listen.
been mentioned multiple times.
Oh.
I'm just gonna sink my head under the water, like in
That's
embarrassment.
That's gross. No, it's cool. It's fine. I brought books, and I like take off my bag, and I'm just gonna plop down in the grass.
Okay. Farther from the water, I'm assuming.
Absolutely,
like,
yes.
Or like on the front porch, maybe, or like,
Probably, yeah.
in between-
Closer
okay.
to the house than the water, yes.
I imagine just like a little, like a rock, like sort of out a little ways. That's like
I was thinking either a rock or like sometimes people have like a further sort of like a dock further
for their,
out.
for
Yeah.
their boat. Yeah.
Further.
Race you, Wally?
Yeah, I'm already going. I just start going.
Yeah, there wasn't
Okay.
even like a 1, 2, 3 go. Wally was just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get a head start.
Wally's form is absolute shit, but Wally is trying the best they can.
Yes.
If you beat a 3, you got me.
Okay, I haven't rolled yet. Did you add
Oh,
your
wait,
plus
I have a
one?
+1, so 4.
Yeah, I rolled an 11. Total,
Holy
so
smokes! Yeah,
I can't win.
You get a head start, and Ryan still is like, bye.
but you get an adversity point for losing it. I'll give you an
Alright,
adversity point.
sure.
Whitney is laying there in the rocks.
Crisis.
I feel
There-
like instead of kids on bikes, this should just be like Whitney's like worst day ever part 3. Like truly, that's what each of these feels like.
Whitney's
Yeah.
terrible, horrible, no good, really bad day.
Really bad day.
I think Whitney
Part
is
3.
like sitting on the shore, like watching you guys have fun, and like every time you look over, she's like too happy. She's like, and then the second you look away, she just like goes back to picking all her nail polish off.
Oh.
Nose in a book, but like consistently looking up to make sure that I can see both Wally and Ryan are still above the surface of the water. And then checking on that, looking over, seeing that Whitney hasn't moved. I think this happens like a few different times, and then slam my book shut, put it back in my bag. I'm gonna try to not look at the water, but I'm just gonna walk up to Whitney.
Hey,
What are you doing?
obviously I'm enjoying this vacation.
Obviously.
What are you doing?
Was this not a
Reading,
lake?
because
Was this
this
not a lake the
sucks.
last time that you were here?
It was the lake. It was great.
Okay. I don't really know a whole lot about water in general, but lakes are always pretty dirty, I think.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe you just get in and
Yeah, but I mean, then who's like gonna be up here with you? You know, because like
you were up here with me. You were up here by yourself. I was over there. I'm fine with my books. I have a lot of reading to do.
yeah. Okay, okay, I guess I'll go in. It's fine.
I mean, look how much fun they're having, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, they're having a great time. You're
They're
right.
having a great time.
You're right. Yeah, they're thriving.
Yeah, and I mean the water. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, like I just like have nice stuff. Like I'm just used to nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't very nice. Is the thing. And I just like wanted to have nice stuff for this vacation. So it's been kind of hard for me to
Hard to not have nice stuff.
I mean, yes, like I am used to a certain kind of standard. And this just like isn't it. And again, like we could have had like the sun of South Florida.
Is
like, we'd only been
close enough
3.5
water
hours from Disney? Like
where I could push them in?
Oh, I think they are close enough that you could probably, with a good shove, she would be in the water.
As long as Candace is okay with that, I would like to give that a shot.
Yeah.
Just still talking about this, and literally just like one of those, you just gotta push them in, and then you're in the water, and it's over, and you can take it.
You're
from
like
there.
ripping the Band-Aid off, like
Yes.
you're in. So give a brawn roll.
Okay.
And this is probably she's not paying attention, so I'm gonna give it a little bit, like it's probably gonna be an 8 or a 9.
I got a 9.
Perfect.
We're just talking about nice things, and Nikki's just nodding, eyes kind of glazed over a couple sentences ago, and then she literally just like grabs on to your like whatever like strap of your bathing suit or something and just shoves you into the water, and immediately backs away after that.
So Whitney goes like flying into the lake, and it is not beautiful or swan-like at all. It's rather terrible. It looks miserable. And she goes flopping and just like flailing into this water, and by the time they come back up, you can see their face is super duper red. Like super red. Like you guys have never, like Whitney doesn't get embarrassed very often. Like it takes a lot for them to feel embarrassment. And they are bright red. Like their hands are red, their chest is like all red, like their hair is like soaking wet. Like all of them is soaking wet. They have like algae like caught in their braids and stuff. They look a hot mess. And they get above the water, and like she's looking everywhere. Like looks around, sees Wally, sees Ryan, and then like finally reorients herself so that they're like looking up at Nikki. I cannot fucking give you. Are you serious? I know you think you're so funny. I know. You think that you're so funny. You're not funny, because you know what? Like I had something on me. I wasn't ready to go in the water yet. I was gonna take it off. And they like pull out of their pocket the pocket watch that Wally gave them. How do you
Why was that in your bathing suit?
Do you understand? Because I keep it on me all the time. And thanks. Now Wally knows that. That's great.
Did you not
It's not
put
embarrassing
on
at all.
your bathing suit to come get in the water, Whitney?
I would have left it on my towel. Oh my God. Oh, and you see them get out of the water and just like walk in the house, like fully dripping, soaking wet, just like walks into the house and slams the door and is just like not having it. They just go inside.
Yeah, as you're going in, you act like we don't know a clock shop.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, can
Wally
we,
swims
can
over,
we
Wally
only
swims
just
over.
hear them yelling
Yeah.
from where we are? But can
Yes,
we
from the rock,
understand?
all you hear is it's almost like the adult in Peanuts. It's like wah, 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 wah. Like all you hear is loudness, and you're like, "What's
But
going
you see
on
like
there?"
the aggressive movements.
Yes, you see
Lots of
movements
big hand motions.
and-
Lots.
Yes, exactly. So you know something's going on over there,
Cool.
but you don't know what is going on over there. And Wally, you're swimming back.
Yeah, I think Wally like has flopped onto the rock and is like got a stitch in his side and is sitting there, and then hears like the yelling and is like, "Oh, okay, all right," and just like flops into the water and starts swimming over as fast as they can.
Ryan will follow.
The minute
in
he
case
gets
she
there,
has
he has to go back.
literally save Wally from drowning.
So you get back no problem, but Nikki's there. Whitney is nowhere to be seen.
What? Oh, what just happened? What did you do?
Let me ask you a question, Wally. When you put on your bathing suit or put on your whatever it is to go outside and swim, do you put valuable things in your pockets?
Well, I always keep my ID card on me because that's what my mom told me to do. But that's valuable. Yeah.
And also,
Wally, do you pull out the ID card? Does Wally pull out an ID card?
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Yes, I love it.
I think you were made for each other.
Kerri, you broke Bob.
It's laminated, so it's fine.
It's
you know?
waterproof.
And it's fine. I put it back in little pocket, zip it up.
Did Whitney take the watch with them inside?
Whitney.
I imagine so.
Okay.
There's probably a bag of rice or something. They're probably searching for some rice to put it in or whatever, looking high and low.
Well, nothing. We just... I don't know. They planned this whole thing and... It's not a big deal. Just go swim. It's fun. I'll go.
I'm already getting out of the water. My t-shirt is just absolutely just dragging. It is just
look, we're only here for a few days.
No. Listen, Whitney likes things a certain way, and that's okay. Okay, so let's just help them best we can, and not make them more upset than they already are. Okay?
Sure.
I don't even wait. I'm gonna leave.
No, are you going inside?
Going inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to rush inside first.
Kerri,
I'm exhausted, so
It's
from
probably
swimming.
not hard to race them
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, wait. And I just turn around and start running.
Go for it. So you run inside, and Wally's straggling behind.
Yeah, well, first I'm looking for Whitney, but if I see a bowl of rice with a pocket watch in it, then I'm gonna go for that.
You do not. When you come inside, the caboodle and the caboodle is missing from the table. And there is a trail of water leading up to Whitney's room, and the door is closed.
I think I'm looking, and I go to follow that. I slip on the water, go full hands and knees, stand back up, and go up the stairs. I'm just following this water trail because I wasn't paying attention at all to who was choosing what rooms. I still haven't picked one. I just figured I'd take the last one. So I'm following this water trail to the room. Is the door closed?
Yeah.
I stop and I just knock on it.
Go away.
No.
Ugh, you're just determined to fucking ruin this trip. I don't understand. What is your problem?
I just open the door a crack so that I can just talk, because I probably, I don't know, hear Wally starting to come in at this point in time, and I'm like, look, they didn't hear what we were arguing about. If you really don't want them to know about the pocket watch, just hide it somewhere. And then I close the door.
You hear really loud crying.
Wet slaps.
Wet slaps coming up the stairs.
Guys, why are we bringing so much water in this house? You know what?
Fine. You know what? It's great. It'll be great for mopping. All right, listen. I knock on the door.
Okay.
Please just go away,
It's
Nikki.
me.
I'm tired of... Oh.
Can I come in, please?
No, it's okay. Please go swim. You need to enjoy the vacation.
Okay, well, it's hard for me to enjoy it when you're not enjoying it with us.
I'm having so much fun. You have no idea. These are tears of joy.
I feel like I know what tears of joy sound like, and that is not it.
I'm really happy. So you can tell.
I'm just gonna try and open the door.
Is it locked?
So it's not locked, but after Nikki barged in, they definitely put their suitcase in front of it. So when you go to open it, it's like a thunk because their shit is in front of the door.
Just try and poke my head in.
Hey, see, I'm totally fine. And they turn around and all the makeup that they were wearing is gone. They're just completely barefaced. They're soaking wet. They're like, everything's great. I'm having a really good day.
Oh, all right. I'm just gonna try and keep shoving the suitcase until I can get in. I'm going to very carefully use my foot to shove the suitcase so I'm not dripping all over it. And I'll come in, I'll look at Nikki, and I'll be like, just give us a second. And
I'm so glad we're all hanging out, you guys.
Yeah, so
and I
great.
walk downstairs.
What's Ryan doing while this is happening?
Ryan was left outside. And so she just kind of like has been gritting her towel and like drying herself off and like throwing her t-shirt back on and then being like, I guess I'll go inside too then. Don't wait up or anything. I'll get there eventually. And then she'll walk into like the kitchen area and kind of see like what's going on.
Okay, let's cut back to Whitney and Wally.
Everything's fine. You don't have to be up here with me right now. You don't want to leave like Nikki and everyone alone. I'll be there in a minute. I really appreciate it though.
Nikki and Ryan have each other, which is fantastic. Downstairs. That's great.
Great.
If I went down there, that would leave you alone, which is not great because that's not the point of this trip. We're all supposed to be hanging out together. It's supposed to be a great time.
Yeah, it is supposed to be a great time.
It is a great time.
I planned this trip so much. I mean, it's been months, really.
I know,
like,
you've been talking about it a lot. Yeah.
I did.
Planning.
I did a lot of planning, and it didn't matter. So I tailor-made this trip for us and all of our friends, and apparently it is not good. This isn't good enough. This house is terrible. Everything is trash. And
Who said that?
I think Nikki hates me. I'll be honest with you. After today, I'm pretty sure she just hates me, and I think that I just need to like take a step back from our friendship.
Okay. I don't think Nikki hates you.
I don't know.
I don't think any of us hate this place. None of us has said a negative thing about it at all.
Did you see she pushed me in the water?
I did not see that. I was busy trying to make sure I didn't get a Charlie horse where I didn't want one. All right? Like, I truly was like floundering on a rock like a dead fish. Like, I did not see it. She pushed you?
Yes.
Well,
She pushed me into the water, and I was not ready. I have a procedure that I like to do, a ritual, before I get into a body of water. There are some things that I do. I do a check. I make sure that I'm good. I take in a deep breath so that I don't get overwhelmed, because sometimes I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
but sometimes it's a little bit scary. The last time I was here, something happened, and I just need to be prepared before I go in the water. And I've been, again, planning for weeks to have this. And now it is ruined. So, you know what? I'm going to try to make the best of it. I don't want to ruin your vacation. It's fine. Everything's great. Let's just go downstairs. It's good. It's good. And you can see she's like really trying to like swallow their emotions and just like swallow like the vibe that they're putting out.
I am so sure Nikki meant nothing malicious by pushing you into the water. I bet you if we just asked, like, there's probably, Also, Nikki doesn't like the water. Nikki didn't know that you were going to have a procedure to getting into the water. So, I mean, we all jumped in, and Nikki probably thought that that's what you were going to do too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it, and she didn't just push me in the water because she was annoyed. I am absolutely positive that's what happened. Yep.
Well, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Do you have any scrapes, bruises?
They like hide this bruise that's like on the back of their leg. What? No, I'm fine. It's good. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Look over.
Yes, totally sure. Totally fine. Everything is great.
How about we go downstairs? I'll get you an ice pack. We can put an ice on that bruise.
For what? I'm good. Let's go. And they just like walk past you out the door and down the stairs. They have the caboodle under their arm.
I'm just gonna sit and like stun. Like there's just water dripping off me right now. I'm just sitting in stunned silence right now. And then I will go down after a few minutes of being like, what just happened?
I think before they come down, Nikki had come down the stairs as like Brian was coming in, right? You were coming inside.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey! She's like kind of still pulling her hair up out of her face because it's soaked. Everything good?
Depends on who you ask, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm asking you.
And I kind of like lower my voice a little bit just because I don't want to make things worse. And so I'm like, Whitney planned this for literal weeks. And I have said 100 times that I don't like water. Is this a new fact? This is not a new fact. She doesn't even like me. I don't know why did they invite me here? I'm just so confused.
I don't know if Whitney dislikes you.
Let's look at our past. Let's look at our
I think you guys are you have clashing personalities, but I don't think Whitney planned this out of like I'm gonna get Nikki by planning a trip.
No, I don't know which one's
home.
worse. I don't know which one's worse. Specifically planning it to try to be like, oh, Nikki, or specifically being like, I don't remember a damn thing about Nikki. Let's go to the lake. Which one's worse? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm sorry.
And of course, I had to push them into the lake on the first day that we were here, and I couldn't wait.
You pushed them into the lake? Nix.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They wouldn't stop talking about how they have so many nice things, and they like nice things, and it's just too much sometimes.
Oh boy.
I don't know, a part of me is glad that this place is kind of shitty. For once we came here and this place actually has some character, and I'm looking around, this cabin is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there.
But it's the worst thing that Whitney's ever seen. And
have you thought about maybe the fact that Whitney's more worried about letting everybody down than the actual state of the cabin?
I don't know, because you and Wally seem to be having a great time.
Yeah, I think Wally and I have pretty low standards for having fun. I think we're pretty good just doing that wherever.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know what the big deal is other than this place is shitty. This place is, you could fit my whole house in here 3 times.
I know, I don't think that Whitney was purposefully trying to make a statement about you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should have stayed on the lake with you. And she'll kind of reach her hands out for a hug.
No,
come here.
okay.
It's a hug. Come
All
here.
right. Going to argue, and it's just all right. Okay.
All right. And she gets in. But I mean, tonight we can just hang out. There's a fire pit outside. I brought s'mores.
Yes.
S'mores are good. S'mores can mend all problems.
Yeah, we'll see.
Whitney, where is the pocket watch? Is it still with you?
It is in my pocket. Whitney is gonna hide it for the entire weekend because they're terrified to tell Wally that it's ruined. Since they've come inside, all they can think is you're so dumb. Why would you put it in your bathing suit? That's a stupid place to put it. You could have just left it in the room. Why wouldn't you just leave it in the room? That's dumb. It's going to be what's more embarrassing? Admitting that it's broken or admitting how it got broken? Both are terrible. I'm not doing either of those things. So I guess I have to find a way to just buy a new pocket watch. I just get a completely new one and hope that he doesn't notice that it's not the same one he gave me. That's all Winnie is thinking about until Nikki knocks on the door.
Okay.
When they come downstairs, though, I imagine Nikki and Ryan see this person looks exactly like they know Whitney to look, except their smile is like really pointy and their eyes are like really red, and like the second they kind of like see you guys like notice them, they like put their glasses back on. Hey, so we're supposed to be partying, right? We're supposed to be partying and having a good time. We're having a good time. We are going to have a great time. There is a closet of board games, since we don't like the water, that we can play. That'll be fun still. And, you know, we can have fun together as a group. All of us.
Are you okay, Whitney?
I'm great. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to relax. Are you ready to relax? It's going to be a very relaxed night. And you can see she's like shuddering. She's like shaking a little bit, but she's just like.
Do you need a hug, Whitney?
No, I do not. Hugs are wonderful though. Thank you for offering. I'll cash your brain check in later. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go outside and grab the rest of the towels that everybody left outside.
Yeah. Could you grab me mine? Wet slaps back downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go chop wood for the bonfire later, because I know how to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can't fuck that up. So I'm going to go outside I'm going to cut some wood. It's going to be really good.
I'm gonna go with Whitney, and
no, please, you stay.
What if I want to watch you chop wood? That sounds cool. Like, can I watch you chop wood? Yeah. Also, because I want to make sure nothing happens, but also like I'd love to watch you chop wood. Cool. Okay,
yeah. And you see they like get like really pink in the cheeks.
Okay, Wally, runs outside, grabs your towel, runs in, and just throws it at you. Can you dry off, please? You might want to change too.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, it already looks like shit in here. Drip, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, that's silly. I'm still gonna mop this up. I like this cabin.
Thank you.
I will step outside and I will be dry in like 15 minutes. So it's
so you two go do that. I'm gonna find something to mop the floor.
Cool. All right. I think I saw a mop actually in the closet, in the kitchen. If you just look around, cool. It's next to the fridge. Yeah.
Thanks, Wally.
Yep, you're welcome.
Whitney is going out to chop wood.
Yeah, they're not lying. They do know how to chop wood.
Okay.
They their dad taught them for like at home, like to chop that kind of stuff. And when they go outside, they kind of stretch a little bit first, like knowing that like Wally is looking, and they're like, all right, in their mind, they're like, don't show off. Don't show off. Don't show off. Showing off gets a cut. Showing off gets you cut, Whitney. Tighten up. And like you can probably hear them like murmuring some of this under their breath, like to themselves, as they get the first pieces of wood and bring them over, and they get their axe. I can teach you, or you could just watch me. It's whatever you want.
I have noodle arms. Can I just watch you for a second?
Yeah. I don't have noodle arms, and they flex, and you can see like they're not like super skinny. They're like a curvier person, but their bicep is like it's surprisingly diesel. Like you're surprised for sure that they're like a little buff. And she like puts the first log on and takes a practice swing and kind of levels the axe where it's supposed to go, and then raises it over their head. And you hear like this ridiculous yell, like this like whoa yell. It's like this like rage yell, as they just like bring the hammer down, and they just like let all of their anger out, and like the wood like splits in two and goes flying, and they kind of like run their finger through their braids and like pick some of the pieces up and like chuck it back into their like ponytail.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really great. It's good stress relief, honestly. So if at any point you are stressed out during this trip, which I really hope you're not, because the whole point is to fucking relax. If at any point you are stressed out, you tell me, and we'll just come out and we'll chop wood, because it's like a really good way to just like reset for the day and feel really good. So yeah, so I'll show you again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put like the next piece up, and like they get into like a rhythm where they're just like hacking at this wood until there's like way too much of it, like way too much, like a whole forest of wood that is not going to be used.
There is
all.
enough wood for like
Bonfire.
10 nights
Yep.
instead of just 2.
Yep.
Like
I think
yeah.
there's one moment where like we pan into Nikki looking out the window, being like, "Oh my god!"
Or Whitney, you probably notice this as you're chopping on the tree. There's like a piece of paper that's tacked to it.
I think as I like run my fingers like through my hair like the last time, like because as I'm hacking away, like it's getting more and more aggressive until finally I tire myself out.
Mhm.
And my shoulders kind of just like slump, and like Wally, you can see that like the really pointy face kind of softens, and they take their hair down from the ponytail and kind of like redo it. And as they kind of like turn over their shoulder, they probably see that piece of paper and go, Did you or Ryan like put something on this tree, or is that like, do you see this like note?
Oh, no. I mean, I haven't done anything.
Okay. I think they go over and inspect it.
Okay. Reading the note, you see that it is a notice that there is going to be construction or from a corporation in the area. Like there's a corporation coming in doing something nearby in the lands, and it's actually as you're reading it, it's talking about you'll hear some noise, you'll hear some, it shouldn't affect the area, and it's signed Mars Corp. So it's just a notice that they are in the area doing certain things.
Yeah. I think she goes, like, she takes it back to Wally. This is getting fucking worse and worse. I'm sorry. I'm calm. I'm relaxed.
Okay.
Apparently there's work being done in the area. So I hope everyone's early risers, because it might be really loud and not magical or majestic at all. After all, so it's great. My parents were like, "Oh, should we offload this? Should we just sell?" And I remember, being really insistent that they keep this property, because I thought
we got a place to stay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Away from everyone, like that's nice.
Away from everyone except these construction workers. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the state of the world. Apparently,
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it. My dad's up at like 3 a.m. Like going to work. Like I'm an early riser. It's good.
Yes, but like, I just no. You're right. It's okay.
You can make a little earmuffs. You want to wear like earmuffs and like a blindfold at like night and like.
Oh, I did bring my mask. Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know. It feels weird to cover my ears. Like, what if like something? You remember I told you about the Druida?
Oh yeah. Well,
if it comes,
sure
I don't want to
nothing.
be struck dumb.
I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think we'll be fine. Also, Nikki, that's like her expertise, so she'll hear it long before we hear it. So it'll be perfect. It's not like you need to hear it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Nikki can keep you safe. That's true.
We can all keep each other safe.
Yeah.
And I think some of us can stand to get some nice shut-eye and have our ears plugged. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's really good. Yeah, you're right. Nikki is like really strong and capable and, like doesn't need anybody. So you're right. Yeah.
I mean, you
well,
are also...
I am going to go take a shower. We're going to have food soon. And I don't want to smell like a warthog. So I'm going to go.
Should I also shower?
No, you actually you smell really good. If you want to take a shower, you can. Wait. Do you want to take A shower
No,
went.
oh no 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 no. I mostly meant like I. Okay, I didn't mean it like that. I mostly meant that I just should probably shower as well because the lake, lake smell is it's not like you're walking out with chlorine, which isn't a bad smell, but like also like I will. You go take a shower. I will sit here. I will pile up some of the wood that you so graciously chopped, and we can go from there.
Yeah, thanks. Cool. And they give you like a really fast like peck on the cheek and leave with like bright red ears.
Wally is also just like red in the face, just bright red.
I think like Whitney walks into the house and does not look at anyone or say anything, just goes upstairs and closes you can hear like the bedroom door shut, open again, bathroom door shut, and then the groan of the pipes is like the shower creaks on.
What's going on with Nikki and Ryan during this time?
I think Nikki was like gonna help mop and started to use one of the towels that they brought, and the towel just got super muddy and was like, no, you know what, maybe we just keep it to the mop. And so is just here for moral support and is sitting like at the little bar, literally just fidgeting with stuff from her backpack. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan like kind of finishes mopping and like surveys your hard work, and then like as far as after that, I don't know. This place is furnished, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like furniture. I think she's gonna go peeking in some drawers and just see like what knickknacks she can find. She's a little nosy.
Pretty much the normal stuff that you would find in drawers. You find bottle openers. You do find I think you find sort of like memorabilia about like search for the Druida and stuff like that. Because at the time when this place was booming, that was like a big thing. Like people had it on T-shirts, and it was known in this area for the Druida, and it was a really cool sort of story. People thought they saw it, things like that. So you'll find like memorabilia pamphlets, maybe even like a pamphlet that has like a history of it and like possible pictures in it and stuff like that, that you can flip through if you wanted to.
Yeah, Ryan will definitely do that. And then be like, Nikki, if you come look at this, look at what I found. This is interesting.
I think too, whenever Whitney came in and walked by, I think Nikki was like, "Hey, are we gonna play some? Okay, all right." And then just kind of sat there for a little bit, and then hearing you call her over, kind of like hops off the stool, tosses her stuff down, and walks over to see what it is.
It's a lake monster.
Great.
Here, read this.
Love that. Okay.
And
what kind of stuff does it have in this pamphlet?
It gives you the history of like the first sighting, which was around 1945. It was it shows you sort of what it looks like, or like a depicted drawing of it. It kind of looks like a nobody knows. It looks kind of like a moose, kind of like a skeletal frame. There's moss hanging off of it, a lot of its antlers and things like that. It tells you that it does. The rumor is that it bellows at the full moon. It definitely visits or can visit in nightmares or give people nightmares. But not much is known about it.
Is it like land and water, or just land, or just water, or
land and water? Yeah, it sort of makes its home just right around Lake Erie here.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, and I would
A
love this.
monster. If we need to make a trip into town, we could probably grab him a t-shirt or something.
At this point, I will come in and I will be like, all right, are we playing board games? Because I'd love to play a board game. I mean, after I change, but I'm going to wait a minute before I go and take a shower. So,
We found a pamphlet about a spooky, scary monster.
oh.
Mhm.
I have a note that was stapled outside.
That's far more concerning.
What, like a Slender Man
Oh,
thing?
I mean,
or-
it's like a construction company's here. So, like, if you hear things in the morning, don't complain about it, okay?
I thought it was something exciting. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is exciting, sort of, for the people in the corporation, not for us, but
We don't get excited for corporation people, Wally. That's like rule number 1.
I didn't say I was
rule
getting
number
excited.
1 was don't trust people that are named. What was it?
never trust someone named
Never
Flint.
trust someone named
Flint.
Flint.
That was
Flint.
it.
Yes.
Never trust
Rule
someone.
number 2.
2.
I feel like we had a 2 though. I really should.
All right, rule number 4.
Rule number 4.
We don't get excited for corporation.
Corporations.
Yeah, I got that. I'm not getting excited for a corporation. I'm saying that they must be excited. I'm just saying keep it quiet if you hear it in the morning and don't complain about it over breakfast.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come across so. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I think we all just need to go to sleep and start over.
But what about s'mores?
Yeah. Also, board games and
Yeah.
reading and
Hot
telling scary
dogs.
stories.
Yeah.
I
There's still
literally
sunlight
brought
outside.
a pack of hot dogs.
Oh, you
I
need like a nap.
Something. A hard reset.
I think you hear the door of Whitney's room close and you hear like them coming down the stairs. And when they turn the corner, they're like, "Hey, I looked in the board game closet and I got Monopoly because I know that's like super fun and we'll have a really good time.
So much
And you guys wanted to spend time, and this is like how you can spend time."
Yeah, you guys can get started. I'm gonna go take a shower. Just-
Wally, don't leave.
Wally.
you said I literally am. I'm clearly dripping all over the floor. So like,
That's the
I
best
gave
way to
you
play
a-
Monopoly.
A towel.
the best way to play Monopoly is to not play it at all, and I'm gonna walk out.
Oh, you guys don't like Monopoly?
No,
Okay.
I love it. Just it's
No,
really
you don't have
long
to. It's
game.
okay. Like it's okay. Like I'm sure that like I would be judged for liking Monopoly because like in there you buy nice things, and like that's obviously something that's bad. Liking nice things is inconvenient and stupid. Apparently,
No.
I mean, I thought because there was a little dog that there would at least be a piece for each of us because dogs aren't fancy, and some of us prefer things that just aren't fancy. So I was thinking like I could be the top hat because I'm obviously some asshole that's just too fancy to exist. But it's cool. We can figure something else out. I have Uno.
Actually, I was just gonna say my family gets really angry with one another when we play Monopoly. That's why I don't want to play it. That's all. I mean, it's a great concept. Everybody gets angry at one another, and I think there's a lot of tension already. And I think maybe if we played a different game, like, I don't know, Go Fish.
Whitney is not good at being upset. I think
We
you
haven't
know.
noticed.
We have not figured
So,
that
like,
out yet.
So they're like they bring down like 5 different sets of playing cards. There's like a naked lady one that has like post-it notes like all over it trying to disguise it from being naked ladies, but it's
A
absolutely
censored
naked ladies.
naked lady.
So when you take the post-it notes off, like it's uncensored. It's definitely naked ladies for sure. But like there's stuff on top of it to like disguise it. And there's like one that's like floral. There's one that's like very regular, plain, normal. One that's like a cool looking like psychedelic like tie-dye deck. There's just like different versions and they kind of like plunk them all down. The one with the post-it, your miles may vary. I don't know if that's going to be your thing. I personally don't mind looking at it, but you might not. That might not be your thing, and that's cool if it's not. I'm not worried about it. We have several others to choose from, and it'll whatever you guys want. Whitney is acting like it is not awkward and has now asked everybody at the table except for Nikki for a 4.
And then it gets around to Nikki's turn. Nikki's like, "Hey, Whitney, do you have a 4?"
No.
Oh.
Go fish.
Oh.
Draws a card.
Yeah.
Wally, do you have any 8s?
8s. I got yeah. Pull up my 8.
I am hating every second of this.
Oh, I forgot. 2 seconds. And I put my cards face down on the table. And I run up to the room and come back down. And there is a cassette boombox. And I rifle through one of the many like little backpacks. And I'm like looking everywhere. And I finally see in like the little baby mini backpack, there's a little bundle of like tapes and CDs. And I select one and I put it in. And it's like a mishmash of things. But I turn it way up. I'm like, okay, sorry. Every party has to have music. I'm so brain dead on this trip. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like the least I can do is give you like good music. Cause like you've already said you like it. Okay, we're processing. You like it.
This is great.
That's great. It's
Yeah,
good,
it's good.
that you like it. Yes. And now we have music. So things are good, right? I have donut holes. And they like get up and like very animatedly go and grab like a bowl and they like pour the thing of donut holes in the bowl and like come back. All right.
Cool.
All right. Where were we?
I'm actually kind of hungry. Can we finish up this round and then maybe have dinner?
Yeah, I mean, I was planning on going and starting probably the fire soon because I just have hot dogs.
Cool,
If everybody's chill with that.
You got a 10?
Yes.
Thank you. I like to think I took like your 3 10s.
Like and I was
and you're left with
okay.
1 card.
You know, just skip me.
Hey,
and I'm just
I'm
gonna go
helping
get
you.
the fire started.
Wait, Ryan, you can't just leave the game. Like we're playing. Like we've got to finish. Like
Yeah. Ryan's got 1 card. Ryan's going nowhere with this game. So
Cool. Ryan, you're going out to start the
Yeah.
Okay. While you're getting things sort of situated, you do hear some noise from the water.
From the water?
Yeah. Like
I-
far, you hear like a weird animal noise, but it's coming from like sort of the lake area.
Do they have moose out here? Or maybe like a really fucked up deer? Okay. That's probably fine. And she's gonna go back to getting the fire going. Her hunger is more important than her curiosity at this exact moment.
Yeah.
Nikki has like a handful of cards and maybe even has like matches here and there and just literally is like, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And I just set the cards upside down and go outside.
well, I'm gonna sort of like awkwardly grab the card and be like, "Oh, that's great. You and I can finish the game together. That's awesome."
yeah.
Do you want to like take half of Nikki's and I'll take half and we go back and forth?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I don't know how this works with 2 people. I usually play with groups. Anyways.
I think you win. Honestly.
Oh. Well, that's no fun.
I mean, I would like to have fun. I would like to have a lot of fun on this weekend. But I also know that it is important to think of others. And I'm trying to think of others. But like
You could think of yourself. We could still play so you could win. I mean, you're hoarding 4s over there clearly, so
I mean, I have 2 4s. I don't understand. Like, what has this become a state of emergency about the 4s?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. I just was a little I don't have any 4s, so I just want to know who's hoarding the 4s, you know? Like I was like, wow. Like you may have had
You do
some.
have a 4 because Nikki has a 4.
Okay, well yeah, here you go. We'll set the 4 over. Perfect. Now you have 3 4s.
I do. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is really fun.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to bring the naked lady cards to the cabin?
Oh, I stole them from my uncle.
Oh. Sort of looked at.
It's in my never mind. It's part of the thing that I did. And there's some stuff that I brought in
Cool.
case we wanted to have fun. And this is one of the things that I brought in case we wanted to have fun. So I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
Right?
Very cool.
I like go through the deck. Like I mash all the cards together and I take all the cards and I go through the deck and I'm like, these are my top 3 favorites. And I like I like push over like very like clandestinely like secret business. These like 3 like nudie cards.
I'll very seriously look at them and inspect them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very good. This one in particular, I put the one on the left. I'm like, this one, yeah, I really liked this one. Yeah, it's very nice.
It's my favorite one.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
When I'm grown up, I plan to take a photograph of myself like this because this is the best. This is the pose. This is what you do.
It's
like,
it's very nice pose.
I was very impressed. I mean, like not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
So
it's very
if you can do that, like who knows?
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really means a lot that like you understand me. I know like sometimes I get like a little weird. So
no, I mean everybody gets a little weird. I mean, you're literally I'm like I'm weird. Like I'm very weird. So everybody's weird.
I know, but I like how weird you are.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
I think they lean over and like tuck your hair behind your ear.
Oh thank you.
Yeah, I know. I'm really glad that that you came to this trip and that everybody let me pick the location. It was really stressful deciding the perfect place for a spring break getaway for your closest friends. There's a lot riding on it. And I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I know I've been a little frazzled, but I thought I picked the best spot. So thank you for liking it.
Yeah.
Even though maybe it's not what perhaps we all thought we were getting.
I mean, I didn't know what we were getting into. You gave us a really lovely description, and I was very surprised that the cabin sounded so amazing. And then we got here and I was like, wow, it actually is really amazing. Like, it's really cool. Like the fact that you guys have a place that you can come out and visit. The lake's really nice. I mean, it's a little icky on the bottom, but like all lakes are kind of icky. I've literally never stepped foot into a lake and not slipped on like the rocks underneath. So, but it's great. It's fantastic. I mean, everybody's having a great time. It appeals to everyone. You know, Ryan gets the lake. I get the lake. Nikki gets the scary
books.
creep. Yeah,
Nikki gets the books.
And the creature who apparently is here. Very scary creature. That supposedly lives here. And you get to hang out with all of us in a place that you grew up around, which is really neat that you're sharing that with us. It's very cool.
Yeah. I'm really glad to make new memories here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can you see like their eyes are kind of rimmed with tears a little bit. They don't look like they're angry or anything like that. Like their face is very bland and very plain, but they have tears in their eyes, and they're like, yeah, it really means a lot to share this with all of you. My family's always too busy to come here. We don't do stuff. Let's go downstairs. Let's go find the others.
Sure. I mean, your dad's got a really important job. That's yeah. I get it.
He's busy. You know, he has to take care of the town, you know, and the people in the town, and I'm in the town, so he takes care of me. And it's yeah, exactly. So let's make the best of it. Yeah, we'll go downstairs. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They like pack everything up and put it back, and you see them like do one of these on the padlock, like on the little like lock on the front of the caboodle. And they put the cards back inside and then lock it up again.
Nikki, you went outside
Yes.
and you see Ryan tending a fire.
I'm like unpacking like little skewers, little, and like the hot dogs and stuff, pulling out all that and getting it ready.
Yeah, and I just come up and
Offers you a
terrible-
stick.
I have terrible news, and I take the stick.
What?
I lost at Go Fish.
Oh, well. I'm not actually sure how you did that. You had so many cards.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. I don't know. I'm really distracted.
Is it just the water and the Whitney, or are you good?
Those are two very
The two big
big
ones.
things. There's a lot of water and there's a lot of Whitney.
Well, might I offer you a hot doggy in these trying times?
Yes, please. And I just hold out the stick.
Yoink! I've got the condiments over there, and I still gotta find. I know I packed the hot dog buns. They're somewhere in here, and it's like digging through a bag.
While you dig, the bellow happens a second time.
The fuck is that?
I heard it earlier, but I think it's. Do we have moose up here?
Meese?
Mises? Mooses?
Moose?
No, but like the thing on the pamphlet looked a lot like a moose.
So you think it's just a fucked up moose?
I mean, it could be.
Oh, you think it's a monster,
I mean, the monster could just be a fucked up moose.
right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
But if it's in the water, it's probably not a moose. I don't know a lot
Moose swim.
their head is still above the water usually. I don't see anything out there.
How big is this lake? Like, can I see the entirety of it from where I stand?
I mean, it does bend around. It's not a huge lake, but it's big enough that you can see across to one side, but it goes further.
Yeah.
So there's woods all around it, so it could be out there somewhere.
Does it sound like it's coming from like the other side, or does it sound like it's coming from like?
It's not
Somewhere.
close. It's not like
Okay.
nearby, but you hear it far off.
Okay.
But you can hear the direction it's sort of in.
Well, maybe we'll meet a fucked up moose.
That'd be kind of fun. From a distance. I don't want to meet a fucked up moose up close.
You know, I think I would rather see a fucked up moose than jump in that lake.
I'm actually really impressed. Your hatred of water exceeds my expectations.
Did you find the hot dog buns or what?
Sorry, no. And then she'll go back to searching. And find them. I knew I
I have like a
them.
completely burnt hot dog by now. I'm like, shit. It's too
There you
busy thinking
go.
about the moose. And then I think I just yell, because I know the windows are open, and I'm just yelling, hey, we've got the hot dogs out!
Okay, we're coming.
Your bun.
Oh, thanks.
Your condiment of choice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Wow, really prepared.
Yes. I live to serve. Thank you. And then she'll start cooking her own hot dog. And waiting for the other two to join them.
I think we're coming out, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Hey, Whitney, I think
Um,
there's a moose. We heard
Yeah.
a moose. We heard a
Yeah, there's
run.
moose. There's totally moose around here, yeah. Do you know they can swim?
Yeah, right? Isn't it cool?
Should we be scared? Because moose are very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty dangerous too.
Yeah.
Like, one of our neighbors had a moose just like run into their house one time,
Should we
Just like-
be worried?
right into the living room.
Should we be worried
Oh, like-
about that here?
I mean, it's like pretty
into
rare.
The house?
Like through the door?
Like through the sliding
Or through
glass
the
window.
wall? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't there or anything. I just
Mr.
heard about
Kool-Aid
it.
Man's through the wall.
Yeah.
The moose.
Yeah, I mean, they totally do that. But it was okay. Like, I think they ended up like selling anyway. But like, there was like a more modern build. Like ours is ours is perfectly fine.
It's rustic.
theirs-
It's cool.
has like theirs was like really modern, like they had like updated it and stuff, and they had these like beautiful like sliding glass doors. Like I saw pictures, it was so gorgeous.
If we
But yeah,
lock
the moose
doors,
the
we'll
moose
be
went in
okay,
there.
Probably.
I think so, yeah. I mean, like this
Unless
house
they-
basically looks like a tree anyway.
Unless there's an evolutionary development and they've like suddenly like hooves that become hands and they're suddenly able to open the doors.
Why would you say that?
Well, now it sounds like you're talking about the Druda.
Oh.
The
the
thing.
thing.
Wait, do they
that
have
had
hands?
I mean, some people say, yeah, like the Druda's like been in people's houses, like people have woken up and it's like right there in front of them. Or
thank
like
you for scaring me.
they're having like a nightmare. And yeah, but you guys are into like that creepy shit.
I'm
I
still
thought,
caught
right?
up on the fact that it has hands.
Well, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
What do you mean by that? Like some of them do, or it can just grow hands.
People aren't sure.
Get rid of. They shed hands, and then grow.
I mean,
just fall off in the hands.
My uncle said like
Come out.
sometimes they're like the hands of their victims that like grow out of their chest, but I'm not sure if that's true. That seems far-fetched, I think.
that wasn't on the pamphlet.
Probably. Like there's not a lot of information. There's not a lot of research. You know. So. We're gonna be
Cool.
fine. It's gonna be great.
So as you finish off that and it comes into this thing, another bellow happens across the lake.
There it is.
Wow,
It's
what is
probably
that?
just the construction. It sounds like a horn, like an air horn, kind
I
of,
think
right?
I know what construction sounds like. That is not construction.
Yeah, that sounds like a moose.
Awesome.
Maybe a
Awesome
fucked
hands.
up moose.
It's great.
It doesn't sound like it has hands, Nikki. How does something sound like it has hands?
It's just probably a moose with hands.
Now I'm worried.
Marshmallow? And I just hold out the bag.
Yes, please. Ryan still has half a hot doggy.
Yeah,
He's,
please.
like propping it up with a rock so that it'll cook. And by the way, lets it burn on purpose.
As you do with marshmallows.
As you thank you.
You guys
Wait,
look
to
over
the point that
Really
you
get
get the do you take the
Oh,
It's all
you
crispy.
can.
the crispy
Yeah,
off
You
and
gotta
then
peel
you
that,
eat the,
and then you
yes.
retoast. You gotta reburn it.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
I
You
wanted
think
to
about
pop
it in a
retoasting
s'more.
it.
I
Just
just slap
squish
it
it.
in.
Oh,
in
so
there.
you take the crispy off and then put the soft stuff in the s'more.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I'm gonna try that
Or
next
just
time.
smush the whole thing in there too.
I've also done
Yeah.
that. It depends on how much patience I have
True.
and how sticky I want my fingies to get.
Yeah, I was about to
Correct.
say.
Or how many s'mores in you are.
Yes.
That's a big one. How many
Mm.
s'mores in you are? Because I
I feel like
grow
this is a
in patience.
conversation happening like
In
in canon, right?
Yeah.
This is everyone
Totally.
talking.
Like for the first, like you guys wouldn't expect it, but you see like Whitney has like drips of ketchup and mustard all over the front of their shirt, and they seem fine somehow. And their fingers are like super duper sticky and covered in like the blackened char bits of the marshmallow because they're just like pulling it off and like jamming it in their mouth. But like they seem to be eating too many marshmallows.
I mean,
I think
who am
Nikki's
I
doing
to
that
judge
thing.
how many marshmallows is too many marshmallows?
True.
What are you doing, Nikki?
The marshmallows that's like sticking
the,
between
like,
the fingers.
yeah.
I'm just like stretching them out.
I've had too much sweet. It's time for more savory. She'll start up another hot doggy.
See, that's why you have 4 hot dogs to start, and then afterwards.
But I didn't want 4 hot dogs.
Okay, well, sounds
I
like
wanted
a personal problem.
1 hot dog and then 3 marshmallows and then another hot dog and maybe
That sounds
another
like an
hot dog after that.
That sounds like poor planning on your part. Like you
No,
should
it's
be
perfect
having all the
planning.
savory.
I'm
then
eating what I want as I crave it.
Okay, well, don't crawl to me when you have a tummy ache tonight. Okay,
I won't.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy. I won't get a tummy ache.
are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Whitney like looks over at Ryan and gets like this very determined face, and they eat another hot dog.
See? Yummy. Okay, so if this fucked up moose is real, right?
It's not.
Are we gonna? There's an if at the beginning of that statement, Wally.
I
need
mean,
you to
Wally,
step
why do you
through
think
the
it's not
beginning for a
real?
second.
Well, I just feel like if there's construction happening and people come out here all the time, like it's not gonna want to be here. You know, if you're a fucked up moose like sitting around here, like you're not gonna want to be around people.
Yeah, but you
Well,
just
what
said
if-
that sound isn't construction.
Yeah, well, what if like the construction people are in its spot, so it's coming over here?
Okay, that's a worse thought. Also, it could be, I don't know, an owl, a wolf,
A dying owl, maybe.
a bear,
A bear
That's
is
worse.
arguably worse.
Yeah,
a tree
they're worse.
falling. Like, did we ever
Mm,
stop to consider trees falling sound like bellows?
That's because they don't.
I mean, I would be worried
I
about
don't wanna
deforestation. That's like
consider it
5
'cause you're
bellows.
wrong.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like 5 trees. If they're doing construction, then that's 5 trees being chopped down.
That's fair, but it's getting dark.
Yeah, wouldn't construction have stopped?
I don't know. Aren't construction corporations evil? Like, I don't know. Aren't they working their construction workers like to the death?
Well,
I mean, we saw Fern Gully.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
It's true. You got me there. I have nothing
Yeah.
to say.
That
to
like for
Yeah.
some reason, like everyone's like, yeah,
Yeah.
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 The one thing
You're
everyone agrees to right now.
Well, let's just hope it's not real then.
What if it was? You didn't finish your what if?
Oh, like what are we gonna do anything about it? Or are we just gonna like hide?
Nikki would obviously know what to do. I mean, she spends all of her time trying to figure out plans for stuff like this.
Would you know what to do, Nikki?
I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about water-related monsters.
Touche.
And I mean, really, Eminem's the one that comes up with that stuff.
Oh,
Oh.
well then I guess we'll just die.
That's the spirit.
And that ends the session of Kids Advice.
Bye, everybody.
They all
The
died.
fire goes out, you hear screams, that's it.
In like the lull of all of us being like, we don't know what we're gonna fucking do. I think Whitney like pats down their like little vest that they're wearing. They're like wearing like a little fuzzy vest. And in the inside pocket, they take out a little like plastic baggie. And inside there are like 5 cigarettes and then like what looks like a blunt in there.
Oh boy.
And they
Wow.
have like a lighter that's like it looks like ancient, like it's all peely looking or whatever. It's not, nobody in their house has a reason to have a lighter. They had to like find this. And like she looks around and is like, hey, after dinner treat. We're all on our own. We're on vacation. We can be chill if we want to. We're
I
high
am
school
chill.
students. And I wasn't sure if this was something that anyone likes. I was working. And you see like she's like taking them out and like putting like multiple of them just like out in front like of them, like in front of themselves. I was working at Perky Sips. And these two like really one of them was really posh and one of them kind of honestly looked extra. I don't know. They were more like a Nikki type. And they came in and they ordered, I can't remember what they ordered, but they said they were like going to see somebody, and I don't know, like I know I'm not supposed to listen to customers, but like I heard them mention they had to like go do something for somebody. Logan, I can't remember. I was eavesdropping. I was trying to hear. But these two people that so they leave and the one of them, they had like pink glasses and they like left this box with their smokes. But inside there was also this, and they like brandish the joint. They looked
Wow.
really cool. They didn't like sound like they were from around like St. Louis, but like they seemed really awesome. And like, I don't know, I was a little intimidated. Like they like tipped me $5. Like it was amazing.
That's a big tip.
I made it for 2 coffees.
That's huge. That's like the price of coffees themselves.
My manager tried to tell me that I had to share it with her. Come on. Obviously, they were tipping for the service.
Yeah. Do you know how to smoke those?
Well, and they like pick one up.
And also,
This-
isn't it like drug 101 not to smoke anything that you don't know what's in it?
I don't know. I've never done drugs before. I thought like you just like light up an end and you go, right? Like this colored end is probably the one. It's this one, the cigarette. This colored end is the one that you light because like then you know where to put the light. So I would imagine, and they like put it in their mouth backward, that you do it like this.
I'm just gonna lean over. I'm gonna grab it. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're here for us for
Yeah.
both days, whenever we want. I know we're not going to be doing a lot of swimming, so maybe this is something we could do instead as bonding or whatever. All my older cousins, they try it, so I just wasn't sure if you guys wanted to try it.
Thank you, Whitney. I think maybe
Yeah.
we won't smoke the blunt, though.
Are you talking about the marijuana?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We don't
Yeah.
know where it's been.
I worry what's in
Well,
it.
I mean-
I don't know how to properly smoke marijuana. That
Wasn't it just like it's just from the ground, right?
No, I mean.
Oh,
I know what the DARE officer says. They say that it's a gateway drug, but like I don't have any other drugs, so what kind of gateway could we be building here?
Okay. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, we could like go on a trip. Freak out.
I'm sure the Druda would
can't.
love that.
Yeah,
Like
we
wouldn't
are
the
in
smell
enemy
keep it away? I mean,
territory.
smell it. It smells terrible.
Yeah, it smells
You-
awful. It smells like a skunk, and I'm good.
Yeah, like it's gonna like that would keep Nikki, help me out. Like that bad smells keep the monster away, right?
Sure.
No, not sure. We don't want to smoke it.
I mean, if we don't smoke it, then it still smells.
Okay, we could leave it out. Maybe actually don't leave it out here.
Actually, here's a good idea. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna throw it in the fire.
Whoa. Okay.
Now it all stinks.
Wait.
Well, wasn't that the idea? You guys want it to smell bad around here. If bad smells are what, right? No,
No, you're right. You're so right.
I'll look at it and I'll try and push it out. I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I just we were talking about bad smells. The Druda. Maybe we shouldn't try any of this stuff because it's a little concerning.
I love Wally.
I'm gonna push it out of the fire best
That
I
was
can.
such a bold moment of fuck you. And then
He threw it in
Oh,
there.
sorry. Yeah.
It caught. Now you're pulling it out.
Yes.
It's sort of like charred on the side of the fire there.
I'll sort of push it back over towards Whitney. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go take a walk around the lake because I need to walk off the many hot dogs that I ate, and also I'm feeling very embarrassed. So I'm just gonna go take a walk. If something eats me, it'll probably be for the best.
grab out a flashlight, toss one over
Sure.
to Wally.
We can all go. That sounds great.
Well, I can go with you. I'm concerned about you getting eaten by a fucked up moose.
I mean, they don't exist, so we're fine.
That's famous last words.
Yeah, that
Otherwise-
sounds great.
We gotta douse the fire, or you guys can keep it up if you want to stay.
I'll put it out. You guys get a head start.
Are you going, Nikki?
Nikki,
I'm not gonna be here alone, but I really don't want to walk by the water. But yeah, I'll go.
we can walk a little farther out from
There's
the water. than
probably
Wally,
like a hiking trail around the lake.
so it's not going to be like the water's edge.
Yeah, it won't be the water's edge, but there's like maybe 10 to 15 feet up from the water's edge. There's a hiking trail around it, I would say.
I will sneakily grab the blunt on our way out. After pushing it back over towards Whitney, Wally is having second thoughts and we'll grab it.
Are
Okay.
you coming with us, Whitney, or are you staying?
Yeah. I'll be right there. And you can see they're like trying to put the cigarettes and stuff back into the little plastic baggie, and they have like a pail of water that they're trying to like put the fire out with and everything, and they're just sort of like, it looks like they're making themselves busy.
Okay.
And they kind of wave you guys on to go out.
Are you going towards the noise, or are you going?
Oh,
are you just
away
going?
from the noise.
Okay.
Kind of walking slow, probably, to see if Whitney's gonna
Whitney's
catch
gonna
up.
catch up.
Whitney is emotional. A
Mhm.
lot of the things that they thought were like the way to go are not going the way that they should.
Mhm.
And they know that they can be a lot when they are upset. So I think she's trying really hard to like get it together before joining the others, so that she can be like, so she can like not freak out. Like, things are good. They're on vacation with their closest friends. They have like a partner that they very much love. Like, everything is good, right? But for them, like, something is just still not adding up. And they can't figure out like why they're feeling really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they just sort of like, if they see that everybody's walking really slow, they'll probably hurry up and join just so like people can get a move on. But like, they're not like trying to be quick about it at all. They're just kind of taking their time and trying to figure their shit out.
You guys take a look back, and you can see her. She's there. She's sort of meandering around the fire.
I'll turn on my flashlight, sort of wave it over, so that way I could keep a very clear eye on Whitney.
I grab 2 tree branches, or like little twigs or something, and put them like over behind Wally's head to make him look like a moose.
What is the point? What are you doing?
You, Wally, are the fucked up moose.
I'll sort of like lunge towards Ryan and like make a like boo. Yeah, I am. Careful. Keep those doors locked at night. I don't know.
Wally.
Look, there's nothing here. I'm sure it's just a like, you know, it's like Sasquatch, you know? Like every camp I went to, Sasquatch was the thing. Be careful, you might see the big hairy man in the woods. It turns out it was just a really big hairy man.
I would love
was
to
really
know
creepy.
what specific things have happened in your life in which you have lived through 2 different monster attacks and are still a skeptic.
I'm not skeptical. I'm just saying, like,
Hey, Wally. And I hold one of these sticks out for you to take. As soon as you take it, I start sword fighting you without permission.
oh, hey, okay, I will start whacking you back. We will. Oh God.
At this point, I believe you guys are like paused on the trail waiting for
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whitney kind of like jogs the rest of the way up and just sort of like watches you guys as you are just absolutely beating each other.
Sticks. Ryan
There's
will
definitely a
offer
point where
you-
it's like, ow, ow, ow.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I'm gonna. Perfect.
So on your walk, you're walking around to the far side of the lake. I assume it's probably like 2 or 3 miles around the lake. So like it takes about 1.5 miles to go to the other side. But you do see on the as you're walking to the far side of the lake, you see a sort of like a gravel road going off, and you do see some signs that say Mars Corp. So you could, it's almost like that's the construction trail that's going further to where that construction is. There's no gates. There's nothing that's keeping you if you wanted to explore at night. You could walk in and see what's going on there. It's going to make the construction noise, or you can continue on, whatever you'd like to do.
Hey, Whitney, you want to go see what they're building?
Yeah, I do. And I think if it's not cool, I want to fuck up some of their stuff.
Heck yeah.
Who are you?
I'm someone who's just had a fucking enough.
Fuck
Yeah,
Whitney.
fuck
Fuck 'em up.
corporations.
Now we
Rule
can
number
see
4.
what construction thing is
That's
making
5,
goose
actually.
noise.
Oh, rule number
yeah.
4 is we don't
We don't get excited about
we
corporations.
don't get excited about them.
Number 5 is we
fuck 'em.
instead fuck them up.
Mhm.
So yeah, you guys are walking down this thing. There is no light. You just have the light of your flashlights. And what it looks like it comes to a sort of a mining operation. You see heavy construction equipment. You see front end loaders, things like that. And there's definitely what looks like rigging that they're drilling for something, but they're drilling in weird ways that you've never seen. It's not like an oil rig thing, but they are doing some sort of digging, excavating in this area.
So there's no sort of like actual building being done. It's literally all dug down. Okay.
It's all digging
Does it-
down and
Oh, so they're just fucking up the environment then. Great.
Awesome.
So point out to me, Wally, which one of these machines are gonna be making moose noises.
I'm gonna look around. Is there one that looks like it might bellow?
Yeah, what equipment do they have?
Yeah, what's the equipment like?
Quick, Bob, tell us how knowledgeable you are on construction
Yeah.
equipment.
I'm not knowledgeable at all, so this is all coming out of my but you can definitely tell that there's big scoops, big
These
front end
guys.
loaders, yeah. But there's also some other equipment that you're not familiar with. There's actually water tanks and things like that are using. It looks like they're using a lot of the water, and it may be even taking water from the lake itself, or using water and then putting it back into the lake. I don't know. You don't know, but it looks like a pretty big operation. It's not operational right now.
Right.
I will say that you don't see like a. It seems like they come here periodically, and that the note that you found is probably something like, "Hey, if you hear noise, it's just us," sort of thing.
Can we tell what they're accomplishing? Or do we just see the...
Yes, you can. There are one of the trucks that you see is like an oil truck. So it's some sort of operation to produce oil.
Ew, this close to the lake? Don't love that.
I think Whitney
Okay.
goes and finds like a big stick. Yeah, I
Come on.
go over to whichever machine looks like it's got like an electrical system like on the outside. Because like some of them have like the parts on the inside, but
Yeah,
some
like
of them have
the
controls.
buttons and yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I aim and I smash it as hard as I can with the branch.
Okay, that will take a brawn roll, but because you have you're using the branch, I'm going to give you a +2 to it. And because it'll just electrical, so it's going to be like a 11 or 12.
That's a 7.
Do you have adversity points? Because you had some from the last game?
So I use 3 of my adversity tokens.
Perfect.
Then. Yep. And I have 3 remaining.
Perfect. Tell me how you smash one of just the controls of this device.
So the branch that I picked up like has like limbs on one side, but the other side is just like a big honkin' like hunk of wood, and I kind of like get my mark the same way that I would when I was chopping wood, like firewood, and I kind of yell out behind me, "Duck!" and I like just wail on it. Like I just like go. The first hit is probably like a little soft because I'm a little nervous, but the second hit is like a full on like thwack. And I imagine it probably like dents all the metal and it starts to spark a little bit. And I just kind of like drop the branch and kind of back up from it. See? Fuck these people. Fuck them.
Nice. Okay.
That's what I like to see.
I throw a rock at the glass.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just chuck it. One rock, glass shatters. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
I'll just try and do pretty much a similar thing to what Whitney did. I
What'd
got
you
a
get?
natural 20,
It explodes, so roll it again.
Oh my gosh.
and that's a 12.
So a 32.
You shut down the whole operation.
Boom.
I don't know if you'll shut down the whole operation, but whatever electrical thing you hit, like it explodes. Like it like sparks, like you hear like a like you like it's an explosion almost. It's a big loud noise at this point.
Ryan like falls backwards.
Holy shit!
We should probably go.
We
right?
should go.
Yeah, we should
definitely go.
My
And
bad.
I'm
Sorry,
like
guys.
helping you up and like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, we're just getting started. Isn't this the point?
No,
We're
Wally,
gonna keep.
come on.
Oh, okay.
So like as we're all like hauling ass and like running away, I feel like I like shout to Ryan like, "That was fucking awesome!" And then like they hold up their hand for a high five. I feel like it's like a really like Diesel high five where like the slap can be heard for miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys haul it back to the cabin?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you stick around the campfire or do you go like just inside? Everything that's the excitement for the night.
Probably inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Inside, lights all turned on.
Yeah.
Door locked.
I look
Yeah,
at Wally and
triple
I'm
locked.
like, "So did any of that sound like a bellow or
Oh ha ha.
no, right?"
No, it didn't because it was a fucked up moose.
Okay, fine. Maybe there is a fucked up moose, and maybe there's a Druda.
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 The Druda.
The
I
Druda.
point to the pamphlet.
Okay, maybe there's something. Okay, I just did. Look, the woods, they're freaky. I don't like them too much. All right, like it's just not the most fun. There's scary things out here. So I'm a little on edge, and I'd like to think that it doesn't exist.
I mean, like, we'll keep you safe.
Yeah, didn't you see? I fucked up that box and Whitney
I know,
fucked up
you
a thing
and Whitney,
Nikki fucked
yes.
up a
Exploded.
window.
Yeah, and I did nothing. So yes, I get it. Okay, thank you very much.
So, Uno?
While you're asleep,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki,
Mm-hmm.
you have a nightmare. It begins, it's like you're looking through somebody's eyes. So, and I hope this doesn't scare you, but it's like you're coming up out of the water. And if you look down at your feet, they're not normal human feet, and you don't have hands. Like it's almost like you're a skeletal frame. And if you look back on it, you see sort of lichen and moss off of your body. But you're coming up out of the lake, and you see the construction site. And it walks into the construction site, and it looks around the construction site. And it sees the damage. It sees the damage. It looks a little bit closer to what they were trying to do, what the machines were trying to do. and then you hear a bellow.
When I wake up, do I still hear it, or do I feel like it was only in my head?
It was only in your head.
All right, I wake up and like sit up and roll and fall off of the bed and like slam down onto the floor, and I feel like I'm like immediately looking out the windows, even though what time is it? Did I wake up during the morning, or is it the middle of the night?
It's early morning. It's probably like maybe 3, 4. It's still dark out.
I think I'm just immediately rushing to the room closest to mine. I don't know whose that would be. I could totally
Just
we could
roll a d4 or
Roll
whatever,
for it, yeah.
Actually, yeah, let's do, yeah. Roll a d6.
Roll a d6.
1 to 2. 1 to 2, it's Ryan's. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, it's Wally's. 5 to 6, it's Whitney's.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, it's Whitney's room.
So I'm
That's
not even
perfect.
like realizing who I'm going to. Like, I'm just crashing out of my bedroom, rushing over, grabbing the next door, just pushing it open. And Whitney, you wake up to the sound of the fucked up moose. I had a dream about the fucked up moose.
You see Whitney shoot straight up in the bed, like, what? Fucked up. Jesus, what? It's in here? Is it in?
No.
The hands
It's
open
not
the door.
in
Is
here.
it in?
It's not in here. It doesn't have hands.
Oh. What's wrong? And like they're kitted out in like yummy sushi pajamas and they have like a little like silk bonnet on their hair, like over there covering their hair. And they're like blinking a lot, like their eyes aren't like used to the dark. They're like, what?
I'm gonna get everybody else. Meet me downstairs. And then I rush over to the next room. And
Yeah. It'll be Wally's room.
Okay. Just burst into Wally's room. Wally, I had a dream about the fucked up moose. I need you to come downstairs.
You watch Wally sit up very groggily, pull out 2 little earbuds like that were like clearly there. It's like, what?
God damn it, Wally. Go downstairs.
Oh, okay. I will set them carefully on the dresser and I will go downstairs.
And then I go to Ryan's room and I open the door and I'm like, psst, Ryan.
Huh? Who? What? Yeah, what? Huh? What? What? Who is there? Oh.
I had a really fucked up dream.
Mm-hmm.
Come downstairs. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Look, I was trying to do the like calm approach because I already freaked out on 2 people and I thought I would just come downstairs. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting downstairs like wide awake as everyone is coming down. It's like fucking 4 a.m.
What?
Okay.
What's
really
wrong?
Look, unless someone broke and entered into this house, I do not care.
Did someone break into the house?
Not
Apparently
that
it
I'm
was the
aware of.
moose.
The
I'm
moose
sorry,
broke
what?
into the house?
No, not into the house. No. Okay. So, and I have like prepared items and I have like the pamphlet here and I just turned around and I like push it towards you and I point to the spot where it says something about nightmares in the pamphlet itself. And I'm like, okay, I had a dream that I was the fucked up moose, or at least I was looking like from its point of view, and I like crawled out of the lake and I saw the construction site, but like I saw it like what we did to it, like if like exactly. And it seemed like, I don't know if it was upset that there was a construction site or if it was upset that we fucked up the construction site. But I felt like it was upset and it bellowed like that same shit that we heard when we were at the campfire. And I think it was just in my dream, but
So it doesn't have hands?
no.
What time is it?
I was disappointed.
Yeah. It is
Ryan's
disappointing.
first question is, wait, what time is it now?
I can tell you what time it is. It's too early in the morning to be talking about a capitalist moose.
Or is this an anti-capitalist moose?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We haven't established that yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
And
the point is, it felt like real.
okay, so why? Well, we can't go when it's daytime because then construction workers will be there. But if we go now, then we might find a fucked up moose. I was gonna say we could go see if they're like
Tracks.
prints. Yeah.
We want to go out after Nikki had the weird fucked up dream about being the weird fucked up moose. And none of us see an issue with that.
So who's a believer now, huh, Wally?
Alrighty, all right. Tone it down, okay? Look,
I
listen.
will not. It's too early.
Did you feel like, I don't know, like unlimited, like limited rage? I just feel like moose are like really angry. So did you
Are
feel
they?
like, I mean, they're always chasing people, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd chase somebody too if they got up in my business.
That's true. Was it, you said you don't know if it was mad we wrecked the equipment?
I'm not sure. It was looking at the equipment, and then it did that terrible like bellow sound. But it was either because of the equipment or because of how we blew it up. I would guess because of the equipment, but that might also just be my opinion.
I mean, there's no harm in looking for tracks.
Yeah, we might as well. But I don't really want to get grabbed by a construction guy after we, fucked everything up. So we got to leave like now before they get there.
Okay. You're heading back to the scene of the crime. And
Yeah,
Like
I
every
mean,
good
if
criminal does.
possible.
like every criminal. Don't mind
take
us.
a
We're just here in our
trophy.
pajamas making sure we did the job right.
We just heard some weird noises in the middle of the night. We just wanted to check it out, make sure everything's okay.
Turns
Certainly
out
wasn't
somebody
us.
fucked up all your equipment.
Yeah, I don't know who
That's
that'd be.
Don't know how look at that branch. Man, they probably used that. Since Nikki had the dream, you're going to have to point out where the moose came out of the water in the dream. So this is probably going to be a double roll. It's probably going to be a grit because you're going to be
Ooh.
closer to the water.
Okay.
And you're probably going to have to use a brains to find the prints. So I'm going to say the grit is probably going to be a high because you're near the water and this is like your greatest fear. So I'm going to
Is there a Kids on Bikes version of helping out?
Yes, you can. If you want to assist with one of the two, I will let you
I
both
can
roll.
I can
Both
assist
roll
with
for
the
that
grit
one,
by just
and we'll take the highest.
holding Nikki's hand, probably.
I get to take the highest.
Yes, for your grit.
Okay, good. Because I rolled a 2 for the first
You
one.
rolled a 2 on the grit. Okay.
Oh boy.
So I'll take the higher. I like walk up and I'm like, okay. And I'm just like remembering like the feeling of it being under the
Mhm.
water, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." And then I rolled a 19.
Okay.
I have a D20 in grit, so
Nice.
Okay. So you're able to still yourself as much as you can. Explain to me how that works.
yeah, I don't think
close to the water.
I don't think I have anything to do with it. I'm sitting there and I'm starting to like freak out and like breathe a little bit harder and everything, and it's almost to the point where like I'm getting like tunnel vision
Mhm.
and darkness is just coming in all around me, and I'm just fucking scared. And then I just feel like a hand and it all goes away. And there's like this, I can feel like my heartbeat in my throat, and slowly I'm like swallowing my fear back down, and I'm able to look out at the water, and squeezing Ryan's hand, I am able to kind of point out.
And
well,
then you're
hopefully.
gonna roll.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll the next one for the prints,
Brains.
which is brains. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 5.
Okay. You failed the brains roll, so you get an adversity point.
What was the target for brains?
10.
Okay. Yeah, I could.
There are impressions. We can't tell if they're footprints, if they're just in the gravel because that's the way the gravel's laying. It doesn't look like prints. There's not like a track to follow. You can't find that there.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, maybe it was just a dream. I mean, that's the better scenario, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So what I'm hearing is I'm right.
I will throw you into this lake, Wally.
Do it. I dare you. In
All
my
right.
PJs. These are my only PJs. So you'll have to deal with that as you will.
Later, then.
Fine.
At any moment.
Okay,
Live in
fine.
fear.
Don't worry, I always do.
Do you guys want to montage this day, or do you have other plans for the day?
I think Nikki and I had already joked about buying Eminem like a shirt, right? Like we could have like a day in town if we wanted to, and then we could.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if it's like I keep imagining it like the Bear Lake Monster, right? Where it's like a tourist thing now,
Mm-hmm.
and so like we could potentially find information about it if we wanted to.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's most likely a library in town as well if you wanted to research there. You heading into town?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Piling
okay with everybody?
into the
The
Toyota.
Toyota.
Yep.
The Camry, yeah.
I never changed it over. It's still on FM, and there's just nothing but static everywhere. So
And it's definitely a tape, like one of you
Mhm.
shove
The
the
tape
tapes
deck.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What tape are you listening to?
Oh,
Yeah,
another
listen.
mix.
Okay.
It's
So
a mix
like
that's obviously been recorded off the radio because there's like Power 101. When I come, like
I'm picturing the Memorex one with the
yeah, with little rainbow.
So you get into town. It's not much of a town. There is like a couple buildings. There's a bank. There's a library. It feels almost like St. Louis.
I was gonna
it's so
say, is
small.
it smaller? Smaller than St.
It
Louis?
could be smaller than St. Louis. Yeah. Erie itself is probably one street. Like I said, there's a general store that also has like a cafeteria style sort of like counter attached to it, as well as a bait shop, like all conglomerated into one. And there's the library and other things. In the general store, you will find the shirts and merchandise for the Druida stuff if you're looking for that.
We're gonna grab a t-shirt. Do we want to hit up the library?
I cannot believe that you're talking to me about going to a library on our fucking vacation.
Do you want to come buy a t-shirt then?
I guess. Eminem is pretty cool. I should have invited him on this trip. He would have appreciated it.
Yeah, that's next time. I'm sure.
I could just picture Eminem at that fire last night, like, whoa, weed! Can we smoke some?
Oh, jeez.
Out of all of us, Eminem would have smoked the weed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eminem also probably would have made us trek all the way around the lake after the first bellow.
The first bellow, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't even bring my
Maybe
traps.
that's what we should ask ourselves from now on. What would Eminem do?
Yeah.
WWMMD.
WWM ampersand M.
MD.
I love it.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
So you walk into the, I'm going to say it's called Lake Erie General Store. And you find, kind of an older, middle-aged, he's got a thick mustache on. He's got flannel suspenders. He's like, what can I do you for?
We're looking for some Druida t-shirt stuff to, a little.
Our
We're
local
tourists.
legend. Yes. He walks you over to this sort of section. It's bigger section than other sections in the store, as surprisingly, because this is something that the tourists come for. So you see shirts, books, you see the same pamphlet that you guys saw at the cabin, like for free in one of the stands there. And there's like pictures of what it may look like. You see shirts that say, I went to Lake Erie and all I got was this shirt and it's got a Druida on it and things like that. So there's plenty of things to look for. There's koozies with Druida on it. Lots of the normal shticky stuff you would see in one of these stores.
Okay. I guess we'll kind of like flip through it, and then Ryan will be like, so, have you ever seen the Druida before? Like, we're, not from around here. But it's your local legend. Yeah, have you ever seen it? You have any stories?
No. Never saw it myself. There have been a lot of stories about it, though. It seems to, the sightings seem to coincide with, events. I don't know.
What kind of events?
Sort of events where, not like natural disasters, like pollution accidents, derailments, chemical spills, things like that. Sort of sometimes that happens together. Like he kind of comes around when those things sort of happen near here.
So
Nikki's just
is
nodding and looking around at everybody like.
Okay, that's interesting. So he's kind of like a
like it hasn't happened all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's sort of like if something bad like that happens, there's a bad spill and fish come up dead or something, then suddenly there's a sighting about the Druida, that type of thing.
Do you know what the corporation is doing here?
Mars Corp?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Other than buying up all the land?
Yeah.
I have no clue what they say. They're pretty secretive. There's one guy that comes in here every once in a while asking questions, though. Funny looking guy. Young, but funny looking. Kind of pale skin, white hair. His name's Mr. Weiss, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He works for them.
Oh.
Either at one of their places or he's involved with them. He told me he works for them. Won't tell me what they do, but he's around there.
Okay,
that's interesting. No, you go, Nikki.
What do they have to do with each other? Okay, so there's pollution, and then this thing comes, but like, does the thing come to try to stop it?
Well, sometimes they say that he's a nature spirit, kind of like that, sort of like a protector of the wildlife and the wild. Could be that he's trying to clean it, protect it, but that's just hearsay. Nobody's ever really seen him. Nobody knows. But he's around.
Heard him?
Heard him. Now there's a good question. He goes over to a box and he pulls it. It's sort of like fashioned on the wall. It's like a speaker with a button, and he like hits it, and you can hear the bellow come from it. He's like, that is supposed to be what it sounds like.
And you haven't heard that?
Me? No, I've never heard that.
Is there somebody like closer to the lake that has like this sound preloaded or something?
That's where we got this. This is like Well,
Somebody recorded it at the
yeah, and this is the only known recording type sound of this.
Whitney like whispers, I don't think he's bullshitting us, you guys.
I didn't even think to record it.
Would have been smart.
So like, the Druida is like Captain Planet, but a moose.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
He's all
Like-
he's looking at you as you guys are
Like, kind of
looking
whispering.
back and forth,
We're like,
what?
Whitney turns around and pulls $5 out of their wallet
Oh,
and like slides it across the counter at the guy. Could you tell us where we could like find this Mr. Vice? If we had questions, about the plans for development. My dad is a mayor, and we've been looking for property to buy. So, would you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to contact Mars Corp. He works for them.
What about, is
Whitney
there...
pulls out another $5.
oh, oh.
What about now?
Whitney.
I'm gonna reach
He like
my
looks
hand
at
over.
you and he like
just,
puts his hand on both fives and he goes, "Nope."
I don't understand. This usually works. My dad has gotten all kinds of tables. We've gotten like free samples. Like this usually works. I don't.
It's good to know your
I think
dad's
it
bribing
usually-
the entire.
It works
Town.
if there's something to get. I don't think he has anything.
I don't think he has anything.
Oh, like he doesn't know?
Let's buy this t-shirt.
He rings you up for the t-shirt. He says, "Thanks for visiting the Lake Erie store." And
Whitney
What do you guys
immediately
want?
tries to pay. Guys, put whatever you want up there. It's my treat.
Ryan grabs a rock candy. Thanks, Whitney.
it's like one of those things like in the glass container. Yeah, absolutely.
I will grab a nice postcard.
Ooh, good choice.
Whitney like just goes around the store grabbing like a bunch of like popcorn and like
Don't we
graham
have
crackers
plenty of
and-
snacks at
Just
the
like-
house?
Yeah, we
Just
have
like-
more.
just like grabbing whatever. Grabs like 2 VHS tapes, knowing that there's like a TV.
There's
and
no
stuff.
VCR at that.
Like there's no VCR, but it doesn't matter. They have their parents' credit card, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
are buying
Oh,
whatever the fuck
boy.
they want. And they just kind of like just put it all like up on the register, and a box of tampons.
Awesome. So he rings it all up, slides the card, it goes through, no problem. And you guys, where are you heading next?
Well,
I mean,
Nikki,
first we're gonna
Nikki
put
pushes the noise
everything-
button while they're leaving. To hear
So the bell
one more
goes
time.
off. Yeah, okay.
Well, first now we have a couple bags of stuff that are gonna go into the car before we go to the library.
Okay. What are we looking for at the library specifically? Do you guys
Well, I
think we're gonna
guess I
find
don't-
anything?
I don't know anymore. We got
Yeah,
a lot of
no,
facts.
and I mean, the only other lead we have is this Mr. Weiss, and I don't
Sounds
know
thick.
one where we're gonna find him, and two how we're gonna get information from him without being a suspicious group of teenagers like the day after shit went down.
What about a
Yeah.
10? Just like going in with 10 right off the bat.
What?
I
don't-
don't know, actually.
I don't know if that's like. I don't think we need to bribe people.
I think that might
that's-
actually be more suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, like my dad doesn't bribe people like in a bad way. He's just like helping the town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the thing is, Whitney, that we need to be like a little inconspicuous, and I think slapping money down is like kind of the opposite of that. And we don't want to bring too much attention to ourselves because we ruined
some bad stuff.
things.
Smashed some stuff.
I mean,
Speaking
I'm
of-
not gonna tell that we
Speak-
smashed some stuff.
Although technically, I guess I could get away with it and say you all did it, because I'd actually didn't break anything.
Okay, thanks, Wally. What were you saying, Nikki?
We for having our backs. So I have a suggestion, and it's a bad idea.
Hit me.
But what if we go back to the construction site tonight?
For what?
Because,
Okay.
well, because this, what is it called again?
Druida. The
The
Druida.
fucked up moose.
Yes. That's what I keep calling it, and I don't
Fucked up
actually know what
moose.
it's called. The Druida. What it doesn't like what Mars Corp is doing, right?
Right.
So maybe we could see it there.
You want us to like stake out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we smash more stuff?
Yes.
Am I in charge of
Determined.
that? Oh,
You seem to be the boss of this operation.
that is not true. It was
Um,
a suggestion.
I think it's a great suggestion.
What do you expect us to do when we find said moose thing?
Well,
Hide.
well, the thing is, though, if it's mad about all of the stuff there, it might not be like we don't. There are no rumors that these things are killing people, right?
I mean, a couple of people did allegedly get eaten, but also they might have just like eloped.
Or like fallen into the lake.
Yeah.
Or we're bad people.
Yeah.
And did get eaten.
And
All
did
are
get eaten.
valid options.
Well, I mean, I'm
Okay.
like way less afraid of getting eaten now that I know that like me and the moose, like we all share beliefs, you know? Like it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it starts chasing us, then we just have to be faster than the slowest person.
I thought that you're supposed to just stand still.
With a moose?
With a moose? With the fucked up moose?
Yeah, like they're so
I
fast.
feel like these are all different rules.
Well, with bears, you're supposed to like be big. With like
Depends on the bear.
Depends on the bear.
okay, well,
There's 4 of us. We could try 4 different options and see which one works.
I think with moose, you're supposed to do the opposite
Nikki,
of
check.
that. I think you're supposed to
Ryan,
be small
check.
with a moose.
Well, the hospital was only like a few miles away. Like my family, like this is part of the reason they got like such a primo location on their cabin. Like it's really close to like everything. It's like 15 minutes in any direction. Like you're at a good place. So like,
Yeah, don't. This is out of character, actually. Complete your sentence.
no, just saying like, even if we're not safe, we're still like safe.
so don't do any of what we all just said, yeah?
Yeah, I looked it up because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not what you're supposed to do, but I couldn't remember. Don't run away if you. This is to all of our listeners out there.
Don't run away.
See a moose. Don't
Don't
run.
No, because they are so fast and they will trample your face into the ground.
Just
And they'll,
slow
like,
what
maul
do
you.
away.
You just stand there.
Stay calm. Do not run away. Talk. Make
And
your
you don't-
presence
and you
known.
don't look in its
Slowly
eyes.
back away in the direction you came.
Yeah.
Can we say
Oh,
that it's canon that we went to the library,
And we
researched
looked up
moose?
what to
Yeah.
do if you run into
Yeah.
a moose.
you're
Guys,
actually
you're
also
wrong.
supposed to hide behind something solid. So we'll be
Yes.
fine. Everybody hide behind vehicles. Jump in if they
Mhm.
start chasing you. We're good. And if the Druida has hands, we're fucked. Like I don't know what.
Yeah.
I am 99% sure it doesn't have hands.
So then there's a montage of us like half-heartedly enjoying the day, right? Because we're all
Well,
thinking
when
about
you
having to do
when
shit.
you pull up to the house
Oh,
after
no.
your excursion into, there's 2 vehicles
Oh shit!
in the driveway. One is a Lake Erie police car,
Oh.
and the other is a black sedan, Ford sedan.
Whitney, get the 10
we
ready.
Fucked up.
I've got
Yeah.
25.
Okay,
Okay.
I don't know what
Fucked up.
On the porch,
Hmm.
On the porch, there is a Lake Erie police officer and a young-ish, androgynous-looking gentleman, person, completely in a white suit, but he has a cane.
Does he have white hair?
Yes, he does.
I walk up and I look at both of them. Hello? My family owns this cabin. How can I help you, officer? Mr.
He extends a hand, Mr. Weiss.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice
So,
to
like,
meet you.
what's going on?
And he turns to the police officer and he says, "Do you want to talk or should I?" And the police officer says, "Is there an adult around that I can talk to?"
We are between 16 and 17 years old.
That means no.
We came
Okay.
here on a trip on our own, so no, there's no adult.
Oh, okay.
16 is the age of consent in some countries, so I just want to remind you, we're not
I mean,
children.
You can see some rated R movies when you're 17.
This is what I'm
Depends on the
saying.
Theater.
I have an ID
He's-
if you'd like to see it.
He carries
I-
it with him everywhere.
Including in the lake.
Well, I mean, you never know when you're going to need it.
It's valuable. What if I die in the lake? Someone can
Okay.
ID me.
I need
That's
everybody
true.
to make charm rolls because this police officer is asked the one question and it's just answer.
Sorry.
So
I rolled a D10 and I realized I only have a D4 in charm.
I have a D4 as well, and it exploded.
I have a D6. Oh, mine exploded.
Yeah.
It exploded again. Do I roll again?
yes,
I
Keep
do?
it-
Keep
as
going.
long as it keeps exploding.
That one did it. So that's
What do we have to get?
14 total.
It's a 10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Even
I did
spending
it.
points, I only get a 9.
No.
Okay.
I don't have enough points to spend to get the thing
So-
that I need.
Okay, so he's like, everybody gets an adversity point for failing,
Except for me.
Um,
right?
except for you. He's like focused on you because he's like, okay, so I can definitely look for one ID. Like, and he said, hold it. I just was asking if there was an adult here because we have something official to say. There was some vandalism across the lake at a mining site owned by the company that Mr. Weiss works for. Did you see anybody around here suspicious looking that might go and do something like that?
We went to bed pretty early last night.
Yeah, we heard
Had a
some
long
creepy
drive.
noises.
There was
Yeah.
like a
What's
horn. It was horrifying,
It was a
deafening.
bellow. Yeah.
Bellow.
Yeah, it freaked us out, so we went inside.
Okay. Okay.
Why are
Did
you
anybody-
mining so close to the lake?
I'm not mining. Mr. Weiss's company is mining. Did you experience any vandalism to your property, Miss
Aldridge.
Woldridge?
Not vandalism per se, more like neglect, but overall we're fine.
Oh, okay. Because okay, all right.
Because, what?
Well, it
Is something wrong with the cabin?
no. It just
See?
looks.
Someone understands. Someone
okay,
gets
we
it.
do not need
He's
to get back
asking
into
very
this.
valid
We
questions.
don't.
Stop talking about
It's
the cabin.
okay.
We do not need to talk about this right now.
Look,
Okay.
the cabin is fantastic. I don't need anyone to trash it anymore.
I didn't mean to upset you about the cabin. It's a wonderful cottage.
It's a sore
here.
subject.
Yes,
It is.
Okay, Mr. Weiss, and he turns to Mr. Weiss and he says, "Is it okay that we? It doesn't seem like to be like they know anything about this." And he looks at everyone and looks at the officer and he says, "Yes, I'm satisfied." And then he walks down. He gets into the sedan that drives off, and the police officer says, "I was sorry to bother you. You guys go about your day if you'd like. Have a good one." And he gets into his
Thanks.
patrol car, and he pulls out at that point.
Oh,
Oh my
What does
god.
Mr. Vice do? Does he get in his car too?
he left
Yes,
first.
he left. He
Oh,
was
got it.
walking with his
Sorry.
cane. He had a decided limp as he was walking. I meant to say that that he had a decided limp as he was walking with his cane to the car.
Okay.
Good job, everybody.
That was the scariest thing. Second to maybe the ghost at
No, I think it was first.
Really? You thought that was worse than the
I thought we were done
snowball?
for. They asked
not-
about the vandalism, and I was like, "Shoo."
I'm not usually that good at lying to adults.
You know, me neither, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't throw up, so win.
That's actually a great win. That's fantastic.
Are you just hanging out at the house until? Okay.
Night?
Yeah, I think we go have like a celebratory lunch
Mhm.
for not
More
going to
hot
jail.
dogs.
Yeah, but remember, we might be going back tonight, where we might.
We
go
will
to
be going
jail.
to jail.
Well, if we go back tonight, that guy's definitely going to be waiting for us, so
Yeah,
Well, maybe
that's
we
what
can
I'm
watch
worried
him
about.
get eaten by a fucked up moose.
fingers crossed. I
If
think,
the
like,
fucked up moose does indeed do the eating of people, then yes, that's still unconfirmed.
Oh, yeah,
And-
that's true.
Tonight, and I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out my tape recorder.
You brought that with you?
Yeah, of course I did. Are you surprised?
Kinda.
What are
Well,
we gonna
then-
do? What are we gonna do with it?
I don't know. Record.
The sounds of a man being eaten by a moose?
Yeah.
That I would love to never record that ever.
No, okay, here counterpoint. What if like we do run into something and something happens and then we're running away and the police come and we get blamed for stuff. And then I could be like, "No, here, listen, we were being
Backup,
chased. We were running for
yeah.
our lives."
Good idea.
What time do you guys want to go over? Are you guys going to sleep and then going over, or?
Maybe I don't know, do we like walk over there before it's dark? Like sunset or
So we don't have to use our flashlights on the way over.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. We can do that. I say, yeah, let's do that, and then just hide in the bushes and like wait until like people have gone.
There is some activity at the place right now. It's not like it's no longer empty. You do see the black sedan there. There is a couple people milling about, trying to repair and fix the vandalism that happened there. There's a couple people sort of looking at the smashed electronics on the outside of the things, just sort of scratching their heads, not knowing what to do to fix that. There's other people inspecting the other equipment that was not touched. There is like now an office sort of structure that was brought in, sort of placed there during the day, where the black sedan is sort of next to.
Okay. So are we just like waiting then?
I
Until
guess
people
so.
leave?
What do you guys think?
Granola bar, anybody?
Yes.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Wally,
Is it a
Whitney?
stakeout? Is that
Sure.
what we're doing? Granola bar
I-
stakeout.
Guess so. Whitney. Granola bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
One by one, these workers pile into pickup trucks, other cars, things like that, and drive off of this road and out of the sort of operation here. But the black sedan stays.
This isn't great.
It's not ideal.
I mean, did we expect him to just leave?
No.
Yeah. We could try sneaking our way in.
Yeah, I don't know.
In all this time, we haven't heard the sound.
The bellow?
Yeah.
Not yet.
And it's like dark now.
It's probably dusk.
Okay.
I just want to see like what this person does when like the sound happens. Like, are they gonna get scared? Maybe he'll run away. Maybe there'll be a giant moose that comes and
We
rams his
should have
fucking
recorded
car.
the recording. And then we could have just played it.
Mm.
I think we should probably make sure we're armed. Just in case.
Okay, let me see what I've got in my backpack. Snacks, water bottles, snacks. Hey, you want to beat a man to death with like
A granola?
some like fruit snacks?
Whack, whack, whack. Whitney like rolls her eyes so hard you can see them almost fall out of their skull. And they're just like, I have a flashlight. And they like take out like this heavy duty like mag light flashlight. Number 1. Number 2. Right over there. There's definitely a big fucking branch.
I think that's the same branch that you use.
Yes, Nikki.
So you have a big ass branch.
Yeah.
BAB. And you have a heavy duty mag light.
Yep. I have a
Um,
tape recorder.
You have a tape recorder. So are you recording right now?
I think once it starts actually getting dark, I will start recording.
Okay. As you're waiting here and in the bushes, you see Mr. Weiss pop out of the sort of office structure, stand at the guardrail, look around, and then he pops back into the office.
What the fuck is he doing?
We could try and throw a rock at the window or at the door. I'm gonna take that as a no.
Whitney, like, I think, like Wally, you feel like Whitney's hand on your hand when Ryan suggests we like throw a rock at this person's like office.
We could throw it at his car too.
I'm just not very fast. So if he comes out here, like, you're an athlete. You're gone. Are you guys fast?
No.
Okay, so not that then.
I just want that noise to happen so that we can tell what he's gonna do.
Well, why don't we just make it?
Okay, make it.
I'm
I'm like holding the tape recorder close.
I will sort of like cut my hands around the tape recorder and I'll try and make the bellowing noise.
And Can I
I
help?
love it. I love it. Absolutely.
assist?
Absolutely. I want a
Thank you.
charm. I'm guessing a charm roll
Yeah, I
here?
guess so.
Fuck, I'm screwed.
No, fuck that. Both of you scream right now.
I
Because
don't
we're
even
trying
like
to
what is a
convince-
bellow? It's like
That's why you need your 2 people. So you got that 2.
yeah, the 2 wavelengths.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have
think
to roll
it's-
my charm too.
Yes. And combined, we're going to go for 9.
I got a 17.
Oh, wow.
Good, because
So
I rolled a 1.
combined is an 18. Amazingly, Nikki, you hear them create a bellowing noise that sounds exactly like the bellows that you have heard the past 2 nights. I don't know how it's like the power of friendship or whatever's going on between the 2 of you, but you have mimicked this Druda's call and at the same time that you record it, Weiss shoots out of the office. He is standing on the deck again, and he is nervously looking around. He's listening. He walks down the steps, and he is clearly agitated by hearing this sound.
I feel like there should be a roll for staying quiet. I feel like that's only fair.
No, don't put it upon us. Don't do it.
No, you guys don't want to
Do it.
roll for this.
I think
Oh.
we need to. This is important.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
can't
since like
just
the sound
succeed
came from where we
because-
are.
Yeah, we can't just
Also-
succeed because
Um,
we want to.
Is it
You
fight
guys-
or flight or grit?
I'm thinking it's either flight or grit.
Ooh, okay.
So
Can we
We
grit,
just get to
pick?
choose.
it would be grit to stay quiet and stay where you are. Flight to get the heck out of there without him hearing you.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Let's not tell
no.
each other what we're choosing.
Yeah.
Because that's fun.
I would love that. I would love that. That would be very fun
Okay.
to do.
I'm just gonna roll mine.
Is that bad? Because mine's bad.
Oh.
Because I wonder if Nikki and I rolled the same thing.
Did you roll grit?
Hold up. Yeah, I also rolled grit, but did we get the same number?
I don't know.
I
Hold on
did
a
not.
second.
I did
This
not
is
roll
hilarious.
grit.
Here is that.
Okay, what did Wally? Did Wally roll grit or flight?
Flight.
Yes.
And
How fitting.
My choice was the wrong one, no matter what, because I rolled. Let me tell you, I'm putting all these dice away for the rest of the eternity.
All right.
What did you
I'm gonna
roll?
set it. I'm gonna set it at 10.
Oh no!
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, me too. Oh my god.
I rolled a 4.
So everybody gets an adversity point.
Holy shit! 3 ones.
Oh
So-
god!
It was
That
nice
was a
knowing y'all.
mistake. That
But
was
you
a
two
mistake.
took off.
Well,
We did not run.
well,
I feel like
you
I feel like
tripped
failing.
tried.
I feel like failing means that we're just shaking like leaves in the bushes. Like
I
really,
think
like
Wally and Whitney tried to run and tripped over Ryan and Nikki.
Exactly.
Trying to
Like,
stay still.
it makes this big tumble of noise. Like,
God, what?
So Mr. Weiss obviously hears that and turns and looks and says, "You there?"
hello, sir. You were
Hi
at my
there.
house earlier. We wanted to come out here and check on the hubbub. My father is a business owner, and it's important to know when your capitalism is being ruined.
I think you're gonna have to roll charm for me, and it's gonna be very, very difficult.
I
I'm
cannot
like
believe we rolled 3 ones.
18.
Believe in you.
I'm using all 5 of my adversity tokens. 18.
Wow. Okay.
I got a 13.
Whoa.
Wow.
Does your father know you're on private property?
Well, I thought that this lake belonged to everyone. There's no houses here, so I just assumed.
This part of the land of the lake is owned by Mars Corp.
That was my mistake. You know, I obviously have a lot of respect for authority, so we
should've
should
put up signs.
probably. Yes, my friend is correct. There's no signs warning us of the dangerous machinery that we could hurt ourselves on.
Yeah, we could have fallen in.
Could have sued you.
We put up plenty of signage
Where?
across all on the trees nearby.
Well, who's
I
looking
don't
at
see any.
trees?
There is clearly legal documentation posted on certain trees across
Certain
the lake.
trees.
But not the trees near the site? Maybe this could let bygones be bygones. You don't have to see us again. We'll get out of your hair and you'll be none the more troubled. Huh? Yeah?
No, I'm not here for that.
You're not here to make money?
No.
You're just fucking up the forest for no reason?
Yes.
Well, you're a bunch of pile of dicks. That's so shitty.
He starts to move, and he is sort of not walking anymore. He's more like gliding.
Oh,
What?
fuck this.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude,
We
What?
prepared for moose. I don't know what to.
I'm just
You
gonna
obviously
I'm gonna
don't-
take my flashlight and I'm just gonna chuck it at him.
He sort of catches it. And-
Oh no.
No.
As he holds it, it sort of decays in his hand, and then it sort of just crumbles. And behind him, as he's moving forward, like as he's gliding to you, you see rubbish, literal litter, that is sort of like trailing behind him.
Are you a yuck? Are you like a yucky, smoky, gross thing?
Well, Hollywood might call me a yuck. Do you want to know my real name?
Yes.
I am the Secretary of the Apocalypse. They call me Pollution. And he sort of glides for you, and he becomes, it sort of like oozes. His legs sort of become like this sort of amorphous ooze that spreads out, and it just keeps coming closer to you.
I immediately start like hitting Whitney on the arm, like make the call again, make the call again. Try to call the thing. Try to call it.
Totally straight face too, like real serious about it.
Okay, yeah, totally. He stops. He sort of stops halfway. And he said, and he's like sort of looking at you, but he doesn't really. Did you just make that noise earlier?
I don't know.
No.
So he sort of looks. He looks to you, but he looks around because he's nervous when he hears that.
Yeah, buddy, we got friends in like other different spaces, like in the lake. So you better be real scared.
The forest spirit does not take any shit.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
You say you're friends with the Druida?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Why do you think we can do his call so good?
Mm-hmm. He's been teaching us.
Have you
He's
seen
like,
Fern Gully, man? You guys never win.
at this moment, you do hear some sloshing steps coming
God.
out of the lake from behind you. So you hear this sloshing steps coming forward, and right from behind you, you hear the bellow again. This huge, loud. It is so sonorous, you feel it in your bones as it shakes. And as he bellows, parts of Mr. Weiss sort of like deteriorate a little bit. It's sort of like you're in the middle of a standoff right now between the Druda itself and Mr. Weiss, or pollution. They've been battling at it for each other. Are you guys turning around to look at the Druda?
I slowly turn, like in this mix of
Same.
like, I'm so glad you're here, but I'm so
Ryan
fucking
doesn't.
scared at the same time.
Ryan's
wanna
eyes
look.
are locked on Mr. Weiss.
I am
Okay.
holding the recorder and I'm just turning towards it.
Okay, so Nikki, as you turn around, you do see this sort of skeletal, sort of a moose, but it is covered with patches of moss and green. Like, so there's skin and stuff, but it's definitely got horns that are dripping with algae and sort of like moss and lake sort of vegetation. But it's got these almost really bright eyes, like almost like a bright blue eyes. You can tell it is of a friendly nature. This is not a harmful, whatever it is, it's not harmful, and you can see it in its eyes. But it is staring directly, almost through you, at the pollution, at Mr. Weiss.
I think I like grab on to as many of my friends as I can just to like pull us out of the way, and I'm just like, he's all yours. And I'm just stepping out of the way like, get him.
As you do that, Ryan reaches down and grabs the biggest rock she can find that will fit in her hand. And she's gonna yell, "Hey, garbage gut, if you don't have your equipment, you can't pollute the earth." And I'm gonna try and hit something from where I am.
Okay.
Like the equipment?
Yeah, the equipment.
Hell yeah.
Roll a brawl for me to see if you hit it. It's going to be at a +2.
+2. What do I need to hit?
6.
Oh, okay. I will just. Oh no, I'm fine. I rolled a 5 + 2 is 7.
Okay, perfect. So, what part of the equipment were you aiming to hit?
Honestly, whatever is the closest, because my biggest thing is I want a distraction so that I can get over there with the branch where I can do more damage.
Okay. You do hit something. It hits a control panel that dents it.
Okay.
And
And then if he turns to watch it,
He definitely does, because he feels it too.
Ooh.
then I shrug off Nikki and I take off towards one of those electrical boxes, like the one I exploded before, and I have that bat, or like the bat, but the big ass branch in tow.
The BAB.
The BAB.
The BAB.
Okay, so you're running for the same control panel that you just hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And
whatever I can get to that I can destroy.
Okay. At the same moment that you have distracted him, the Druida comes charging at pollution, and he hits him with his antlers, and sort of takes out a piece of him. But also it also, because he hit pollution, it also hurts him on his antler. So you see it sort of scoop out a big chunk of him, but as he comes through and he's got the litter on his antler, you can see him sort of wince at what he just did to the pollution.
I think seeing that, like, Nikki looks over at Whitney and Wally and is like, Ryan's right, we have to help him. And I scoop up a rock and I just start rushing toward, just to like start smashing shit with the rock itself.
Okay. So
Same.
whatever you want to, you're doing the same thing, and
I think I find another branch.
Okay.
I'm just
So
gonna
you
start
should've
like
brought your
throwing
axe.
like rocks at like the actual like dude, rather than like at like.
So you're just
equipment.
picking up the rocks that you
Yeah, I'm
found and
just
throwing
like
them.
just throwing them at him.
Okay. Everybody make a fight roll.
I'm gonna spend an adversity token to be able
Cool.
to move it up to 8. Just one, because I rolled something.
We need
Alright.
8.
Yes.
Got a 7.
Do you not have an adversity token?
I got a 25.
Whoa.
Fuck
Okay.
it up, Nikki.
Okay. So you get an adversity token, Whitney.
I think I like try to go and rush over and grab like a stick, and I just pick one that isn't diesel enough, and like I apply all my pressure and everything, but it just like snaps in two. Like it's just not what I need, and I'm kind of caught out for a second. Like, and I think that's probably the first time that I get a full on glimpse of both of these creatures, and I kind of freeze for a second, like in awe.
It's really happening.
Yeah, and then like shake it off and like go and try to find a better branch.
Wally just like scrambles like past everyone as they're like running up and just like grabs like the nearest like giant like rock that they can find that fits in his hand and just like lobs it at this creature. Like despite like not having like the strength to do anything earlier, like just like finds that strength and just starts like throwing things at this creature.
Which part of the pollution are you aiming for?
If I can aim anywhere that the Druida currently isn't at. Like I don't want to accidentally hit the Druida. Like if I can like maybe like his face or something, like I would like to do that.
Absolutely. So your first rock hits him right on the forehead, and you see like the sort of like rubbish sort of fall away onto the ground, but there is like a definite mark on his arm or his forehead.
So I rolled a 13, but I was going for that other electrical box, right? And so I am just picking that thing up bat style and just trying to dent a side in as far as I possibly can, just hitting the same spot repeatedly over and over and over again until I can't seem to make any more progress.
Awesome. And then Nikki, what are you doing?
Nikki grabs the rock and, was like, we have to go help, rushes forward, skids to a stop, sees the black sedan, or the black, was it a sedan?
Four-door sedan. Yeah.
And then immediately rushes over to it, climbs up onto the hood, and then reaches up and just slams the rock down into the windshield itself, and then just starts, like, kicking the windshield in. Don't know what that's doing exactly, but it feels good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've pictured that to be like an extension of himself. So it's also like sort of like falling off of him at that point. I think by this time he is sort of diminished to the point where he's almost a puddle, and the Druida has already turned around, and it's sort of like picking up steam to like sort of just trample over this thing. And with that, it sort of heads off on a full head of steam like a moose can, since we know that now. And it completely like just tramples the last of the pollution. Now, at the same time, it is like stepping on the pollution, so it is hurting it once again. And it turns around and it lets out another one of those huge bellows that you all feel like resonate through you. And as it does that, the litter on the ground sort of like bubbles and sort of dissipates and sort of like disappears at the same time. So the pollution has been sort of evaporated by that bellow. And then it's just sort of standing there in the moonlight, looking at you, and the pollution has been sort of nullified.
Whitney's like, I read about this, and then like looks at it in its eyeballs, and then does a really deep bow.
Does anybody else do what?
I mean,
Whitney
like,
does?
kind of sees
You guys!
and then goes like,
yeah, I jump down
yeah.
and go over and
This is what you do when you meet a unicorn, I think.
It's really awkward. Oh.
unicorn.
It's not a unicorn. So it does look at you, and it does tilt its head, and then comes back up. It does still have sort of that that issue with its antler and its hooves. So it's sort of like looking at you after
I
it
have
does
bottled
that.
water. Hold on, and I'll run.
Yes, always prepared.
Grab some bottled water, and I'll toss them to like Nikki and Whitney and Wally, and be like, I think we can just like wash it off if it'll let us.
Do you think it wants the
Oh.
marijuana?
No.
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 It's from nature. It's from the ground. My uncle says it's
No.
from the ground.
No.
We're just gonna use good old clean water.
I'm gonna
Okay.
uncap one of those bottles and just like try and move over to it.
It sort of moves like 2 steps back, like
It's okay.
not knowing. Okay.
Yeah. Someone roll a charm? Someone with good charm, roll a charm.
I'll roll charm.
You were the first to bow. It's only fair
Yes.
if you soothe.
19.
Ooh.
Okay, that's plenty. That's plenty. So it sort of connecting eyes again with you, Whitney. It realizes that you are here to help, and you walk forward. I think you would start at the feet so that it knows that those
So it's
that it's safe and it's
Mhm.
you're washing it off, and then eventually it sort of lowers its antler to have that washed at that point, and then finally it will let out one more huge bellow, and then it will turn around and retreat back into the waters of Lake Erie.
You still afraid of the water, Nikki?
Yes.
Oh, I really was hoping maybe that would turn that around for you, but
No, who knows what else is in there?
That.
well, at least you have a big fucked up moose looking out for you. So
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I don't even know if like what just happened was real.
I got it all on tape.
I'd pinch Wally.
Hey, ouch.
I think it's real.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Whitney turns around and they're crying again, but like they've got like a smile on their face and they're like, that was so majestic. Listen, Nikki, whatever. I'm sorry I forgot that you don't like water. I just wanted everything to be perfect. I had really shitty times with my family here the last time we went. My cousin pushed me in the lake and it was awful. And I just like really wanted to have a nice time and I forgot that you didn't like water and I'm really sorry and I'm a shitty friend.
No,
And
I'm
I know
sorry.
I'm self-centered. I'm sorry.
Whitney, please stop.
wanted things to be
Whitney.
nice.
I am sorry. I'm sorry for pushing you in the lake, and I'm sorry for having such an attitude about this. I hate using those words, but I'm sorry. This was awesome. Way cooler than any other place we could have gone for spring break.
Really? You're not just saying that because it's like really all I wanted. Like I heard about the druid and I was like, my friend might like this because she really likes like creepy stuff and like you're so creepy and I love that about you and I thought you would have a nice time.
If Whitney allows it, I just like go over and give her a hug.
Whitney gives you a huge hug and then like they whisper in your ear, I talk too much about having money. I know that I do, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rub in your face. I just want to give you like everything because you're just really great. And I've never really had close friends. So I'm sorry if I do it too much. You can tell me if I do. Just tell me to shut up and stop. I'm sorry.
You do it too much. And
I
from
know,
now
I'm
on,
sorry,
I will
it's
just tell you to
terrible.
shut up. And
Do it.
okay. I'm sorry. And then after the hug, I just hold out a hand. Friends?
They give you another hug.
Oh, okay.
They go back in. Your shirt
All
is
right,
soaked
okay.
to the skin with tears.
I'm
like,
like,
soaked.
okay, and then kind of like turning to Wally, like, help.
Take this.
This is a lot of touching right now, and I'm just
Group hug.
yeah.
Best spring break ever.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back to the cabin, yeah, and
Mhm.
you
Actually relax and
Yeah, I
enjoy
think-
our last
And enjoy our last day.
yeah, the last day is you just sort of enjoying it.
And like we're all enjoying our evening, and like the next morning when we were all packing up to leave, they show Wally the pocket watch and they're like, like they come in your room and they're like, listen, we have to talk. And like do not do it the right way at all. They make a terrible mistake. They're like, we need to talk. And come in your room and close the door and sit down and like take a deep breath and like they get really dramatic with it. And it takes a minute for them to finally be like, so I keep this pocket watch on me all the time and it's really nerdy and disgusting and annoying and I don't want you to think differently of me just because I'm fucking weird. But also when Nikki pushed me into the lake, it was in my pocket and now it's broken forever. And they just like thrust a bag of rice at you.
Okay, I will take it. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were breaking up with me. Oh, that was definitely not the way to ever enter a situation.
Oh my god, you look so sad.
Yeah. Is it? I pull out the pocket watch.
Yeah.
And I look at it. I mean, we can fix it. We can go back and fix it. I have some.
I'm wondering if it's a pocket watch, it does not have
like
anything
it
doesn't have anything electronic
I've been
in
wondering that this whole time.
Yeah.
And I was
It's just worked, and Whitney hasn't looked at it to see if
Right,
it's worked.
exactly. After it dried out, it probably just needed to be like wound, and it would start working.
Whitney doesn't
again.
know anything about this old tech,
Yes.
y'all.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I sort of
Whitney
like
has
shake it.
a
I love
Casio. That's her like cheap watch. Like she's
That's amazing.
That is so good. I shake it and then I wind it up and I open it and I turn it to Whitney and it's moving.
Oh wow.
They don't make them like they used to, you know? Like
Yeah,
there you go.
they
Yeah.
don't. Wow, thank you. Wow. You were really upset when you thought I broke up with you.
Yeah, I was. I care a lot about you.
I know, that's so cute. And they just like jump on you and give you like an attack hug and like smooch you all over your face.
I will
like they're like
accept it.
so overjoyed.
Yeah, I will accept it, but I will be like I will be like fake grumpy and be like, oh, you know, you don't walk into a room and like do this and like say we need to talk. Oh, well, okay. Also, it's not stupid to carry around a pocket watch. I got it for you for a reason. Like it can be weird and silly and like, what's wrong with that? You're fine. I like that.
Yeah, I think she just like sits on the corner of the bed looking at you and just like this like, stupidest smile, like a little on her face the whole time. When we walk out of the room, I'm just like in the hallway for the rest of the trip.
Wally's cheeks hurt at some point because Wally is also smiling so much.
Awesome. Wally, do you have an epilogue scene?
I think on top of that, on our way back in the car, Wally will pull out the blunt and be like, all right, look, I'm not going to say that we all need. Yeah. Okay. Look, I've been thinking about it. I think when we get back, we just like go somewhere like in the middle of nowhere outside of town and we just try it. One puff. That's it. Like
we're basically adults.
Yeah. We should do it, y'all.
Look, if you two want to do it, I mean,
Ryan?
if any of you want to do it, go for it.
Even adults
Not for
don't
me.
smoke unknown drugs.
Yeah, but like,
what if it's laced?
how about this?
I
Better
will be there
yet.
for support. I will not smoke. If you die, it's
All right.
not on me.
Yeah, we'll watch you guys.
Yeah, you guys know CPR, right? Like to resuscitate.
I don't.
I can
No.
learn before we
Roll
go.
brains.
Great.
Roll
I'll
brains.
send you a pamphlet that I had to. I
A
learned.
one.
I rolled a 1.
Oh boy.
Neither of you know CPR.
Oh shit.
I don't
At
feel
least
the moment has passed.
Not the right CPR. Like you
We're
know,
like, yeah, you just like push on the
press-
chest,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Great.
Wally, the moment has passed. I'll just like ask my uncle and see if he can grab us something.
Okay, fine. I roll down the window and I throw it out the window.
Perfect.
Sure.
Somewhere there's a fucked up moose crying a single tear.
Oh no
Litter.
way.
Litter.
But it's natural. It'll just go back to the earth. It's all natural.
Said.
She can't.
We broke her.
We broke her.
I'm too busy thinking about.
The fucked up moose crying.
Sobbing underneath the like lake.
to a full moon while
The
bellowing.
next time we come there,
I
that
just
moose
bellowed
is
for
gonna
them.
kill us.
I bellowed for them.
I
And they
just shared
littered.
myself.
Oh.
Okay. For Nikki, I feel like helping like pack up all the stuff, load it into the car, and then leaving. I think knowing that there's no radio stations or anything this far out, like asks Whitney for some mixtapes and everything, and like we're listening to those through the entire, hour
2-hour
out
ride.
until we get radio stations again.
Uh-huh.
But then I think she doesn't tell anyone, but she puts in the tape from the tape recorder and plays that on the radio instead, and we get to listen to the like cut down versions of the EVP recordings from episode 1, and then we hear the recordings from episode 2, and then we hear the entire shit show recording from this session where we're like, I don't know, maybe we should throw something at his car. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do this. And then these crazy bellowing noises, and I'm like, that's you. Like, to Whitney, like, you made that noise. That was you. And then the whole like shouting match between us and Pollution Guy, we just like listened to the whole thing again, like knowing exactly what was happening beat by beat.
That's awesome. That's so
Oh
cool.
my god. I think maybe before we were leaving, while we are packing stuff up, I wonder if Ryan and Wally were already talking about other like haunted locations that they've heard of that they could potentially go to, and like Ryan pulls out like she's just got like loose, like she's still got like a notebook or something from like school that just got left in her backpack, and so she just like tears out a paper and starts like they're like frantically brainstorming, but they haven't told anyone else yet.
Wally like sort of like hesitates to join in, but then eventually is like, actually, I do know of this one place that I've heard about.
Yeah. Well, Wally works in the library, so
Yeah.
I feel like
And I've heard about this.
yeah.
Yeah,
And at
I
one
like
point,
it.
That's
Nikki and
kinda
Whitney are
good.
like, what are you doing? And you guys are like, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
We're not planning anything and do not
We're
need any
planning a
help.
surprise. It's fine. Don't worry
No,
about it. You'll find out
Wally.
soon. What?
You weren't
We're not
supposed to tell us that.
planning anything.
Okay. You don't know that.
It's okay. I'll make you a mixtape and then we'll have our own secret.
Me?
Is that to Nick?
Yeah.
I think there was a moment of like looking and nodding over at
Wait,
Wally
what?
and Ryan, and then being like, wait, me?
Wait, what? Amazing.
I think you leave later than you probably would because you want to get the most out of the last day at the cabin, and then you take the drive back home to St. Louis and on to whatever adventure comes next for these kids on bikes. Either hop on your bikes to go back home, or
We gotta have bikes in here at some point, so
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think.
probably all met up at like Whitney's house or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan's house because
Probably
Ryan
mine,
drove.
'cause I'm the
yeah.
driver.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I just like ride back on the pegs of Wally's bike.
yes,
Yeah.
love it.
I've
love it.
definitely gifted you some new tires.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah, because I also use the bike. So
Yes.
you have to take my gift.
And then
Well,
I think
Wally
Ryan
Like got like a little like contraption to be able to carry all the luggage with us.
it's like carabiner
A sidecar.
Bungee cords.
Actually, better yet, it's one of those child like like the children
like
at
a
the back,
child
like
carry.
yeah,
thing.
like a child carry. thing.
Amazing.
That's good.
This is like never not fantastic.
I know.
Yeah.
It's always so
So
fun.
This is my favorite, one of my favorite tables because I know I'm gonna have sore cheeks tomorrow.
And a fucked up moose just.
You see
fucked up moose
moose
is
hands
like,
come
you
out
know
and
what
just
we need?
grab kids. The fucked up moose was one of us the entire time.
The fucked up moose of the
I'm
friends we made
actually
along
the
the
I
way.
was just
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
Now Now we
And
just have to pick
then-
something demonic for our summer break, and like we've really covered all our bases.
Well, oh my god, we can go to Florida. That's demonic.
Yeah,